Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Giant Stadium for the North 1 Group 3 state championship game between the Wayne Valley Indians and your Wayne Hills Patriots. I'm David Suntup alongside Andrew Gayo, and tonight we are joined by two special guests, Mike Quick and Jimmy Cavallo of MSG. Mike, tonight Wayne Hills, Wayne Valley meeting for the third ever time here at Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. What is it like not only for high school football, but for the town of Wayne to see Wayne Hills and Wayne Valley meet here when all the marbles are on the line here at Giant Stadium?
Carlos, to be totally honest with you, I'd like to see the game at Wayne Hills High School. I think it would be much better. I think you would have probably had to leave to get into the school, get into the field about 3 o'clock today. I just think the place is too big. I used to love the novelty of the games here. But for the city of Wayne, the town of Wayne, I bet you they're all excited to make the drive over here. It'll be a big night for Wayne football, and for one of them, one color is going to reign prominent in Wayne on Saturday morning, that's for sure.
Jimmy, this game features two running backs, some of the best running backs in the state. Matt Dortch leads the state in scoring with 30 touchdowns. Daniel Seco, 22 touchdowns. These two guys, what are the comparisons between these two great running backs?
First of all, are you guys going to start calling Suntup Carlos too? Come on, man. Let's let Carlos catch on. He looks like a Carlos to me. Listen, I mean, when you talk about these two guys, I mean, what do they have, nearly 60 touchdowns between them? DeSico with 22 touchdowns, and I mean, Dortch with 31 touchdowns on the year. The thing I like about these two guys is they carry the weight of the world on their shoulders in this game. I mean, think about Dortch. You know, we know the Wayne Valley 4 miles outside of Wayne Hills, but you think about Dortch wanting this game for his squad, for his section of town. I mean, we know the Patriots have kind of run the show and reigned supreme, but DeSico, you know, he's a football guy. I mean, just when you see him, he's a football guy. When he sees myself and Mike Quick tonight, he will not say hello to Mike. He'll say hello to me. He's in game mode already. He won't say hello to either of us. Forget it, man. It's intense. Two great players on display here tonight.
Besides both these teams having great players on the offense side of the ball, both these teams have great defensive playmakers in addition. And one of those defensive playmakers is Jeremiah Kale, and he wears the maroon and white of the Wayne Hills Patriots. Talk about how he's such a great cornerback. He recently broke the Wayne Hills record for interceptions in a season with 9. Talk about how he's so good at picking off passes. I know you saw him in Week 5 at Altapan when he had 3 interceptions of Kyle Jansen. I know you were very impressed with his play.
He was our Max Preps player of the game for that 24-7 victory, and I think he plays very relaxed. He has an easy gait about him, the way he plays the game, and obviously he's a smart kid. He does his homework, he does tape work, always seems to be around the ball when he has to be around the ball. He's just one of those guys who, when they get together 20 years from now and all these guys are hanging out and having fun and reminiscing, people be like, wow, Jeremiah, you were a heck of a high school football player. And that's what he is. He's just a guy that laces it up and comes to play on game day. And he's a lot of fun to watch. And I think for Coach Olson, anytime you have a guy that can roam the secondary, 9 interceptions this season, I think you feel real good about that. He's a center fielder with a big glove, no doubt.
Carlos mentioned before that, this.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about now. Hey, listen, you guys got to be in state championship mode tonight, too. I mean, has there been some extra preparation for the broadcast? Have you gone above and beyond because you're here with a big blue play?
Well, mentally and physically, we're always prepared. I mean, I see him do calisthenics before the games, and he goes all.
Doing my calisthenics here at Giant Stadium. It's an honor to do them here for the first time.
I too often like to do 40-yard sprints before each broadcast.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have a race one day, Jimmy.
Seriously, once the pregame spread is out there, it's 40 yards on a flat sprint right
I'm
to
born
the
ready.
Catering table.
Well, he mentioned that Jeremiah Kale, I mean, on his team, he's a man, a great offensive weapon, but it's kind of a pick-your-poison thing whenever you play the Wayne Hills Patriots because they have so many weapons on offense that the defensive teams are going to have trouble picking who to stop.
You know what? But that's what Chris Olson has become at Wayne Hills. I mean, the definition of a program is when you show up in the summer and there's competition for every spot. And, from the time they come through the Wayne PAL, when they want to be one of Chris Olson's Patriots, these kids are doing everything they can to become better football players. And the results is that when you see them offensively, there are 4 or 5 guys who, when they get a touch, can do some damage. And that's how you win 39 games in a row. I mean, let's face it, you cannot, put your saddle on one guy and win 39 games in a row and have the state's longest win streak. You got to have multiple guys that do damage on football field. Playmakers, that's just what Wayne Hills is.
Throughout the 1990s, Wayne Hills always had great teams, but they had trouble getting over the hump and winning the state championship game. And that's also true for the early 2000s when they lost to Ramapo a couple times. Now, they're going for their 4th state title in a row and their 5th state championship in the last 6 years. How would you compare the Wayne Hills teams in today's era to the Wayne Hills teams in the 1990s, early 2000s? Why are these teams able to win the big game?
You know, it's funny. I think Coach Olson, you could take the team that played here against Hoboken High School when Hoboken had Tyrell Dortch. To me, even though they lost that game 28-7 or 27-7 that night, to me that was a better football team he had back then. I think they've gotten in a real good case of they believe that they're not supposed to lose, and that's a big thing. Let's face it, guys, you know this is not the most talented team he's ever had, but they're a bunch of fighters, a bunch of scrappers who, when you pull on that helmet and you pull on that jersey, you realize, Patriots, you got to go play. I definitely think he's had better teams. I mean, when both of his boys played here, those teams were better. I think when you look back to some of the great teams that beat them, the Hobokens and the Ramapos, they were special football teams. And, you know, that's why I think that the, what was it, 2001, you know, they start to blend together now, 2001, 2002, when he got that first one. You're not supposed to root, but Jimmy and I both are big believers in the big guy, and we were real happy for him. I think they just believe in what he's doing, and if you don't, he's going to let you know it, and if you don't do it his way, you're not going to be on this team much longer. So, yeah, the fear factor has worked from the big fella, Chris Olson.
Mike brought up a good point, Jimmy, that, you know, this might not be the most talented team that the Patriots have compiled over the years, but it's all Coach Olson. I mean, he instills in his players that you guys are going to win tonight, and if you don't, well, there's no other option. I mean, winning is everything. He made the comparison tonight. Your prediction: Wayne Valley versus Wayne Hills, both undefeated Titans. Your thoughts?
Tell the truth.
I think it's a classic game. You know, I think that this is a game that will hang in the balance. I mean, in this 39-game win streak, there have not been many fourth quarters where the Patriot mamas are biting their fingernails. You know what I mean? These babies have been in the books. I think tonight is a classic game. I think Wayne Valley will ride a wave of emotion and keep this game right there. I'm looking at this game 24-17 Wayne Hills. I think Wayne Hills pulls this game out late, but I think when you and Suntup go for the hot chocolates after the third quarter, when you have that 2 minutes, you're not really going for the hot chocolate. No. Okay. I think the game's going to be right there. I think it's a classic. I think it's one everybody's going to remember. But the win streak will go to 40 games at the Big House, fellas. That's my prediction. Plus, you heard about fear factor. You think I'm going against Coach Olson? His son is in the NFL. Okay, you think I want that guy knocking on my door in the offseason? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
A week ago, Jimmy, without question, was picking Wayne Valley. He changed his mind. It's
not true. It's not true.
But he did change it on the show. So a week ago Saturday, he was going with Wayne Valley. And he actually changed it from Friday to Saturday.
Hey, by the way, before we go, how about it for Chris Olson, though? He takes his team to Giant Stadium on Friday, and then he'll go see his son's team in Chicago play who? The Giants. Gotta love it.
Why is he holding us, Andrew?
I don't know.
Yeah, let us go.
I don't know. I don't question those things.
All right, hey.
It's fun, right? You guys, listen, there's nobody better. What you guys do at Wayne Hills High School. I mean, I know that the football team works hard and the cheerleaders work hard. You guys work just as hard. You should be commended. It's an unbelievable thing. You guys get such a great head start for when you move on to college. Just like these athletes getting visibility, you're getting great visibility. Just do me a favor. Don't ever ask a question on the air by saying, talk to me. Cop out. Turnover.
That's it.
All right, men?
You guys ready?
Talk. It's okay.
We're born ready.
Mike, before we go, I want your prediction. I know Jimmy was picking Wayne Valley last week, and now he thinks Wayne Hills is going to win a close game. The Patriots have won 4 state titles in the last 5 years, and they've won 39 straight games. Can Wayne Valley really snap the streak here at Giant Stadium and win their first title since 1992?
No.
Actually, since 1991.
No. I think the mystique, the tradition of Wayne Hills will be a little bit too much. And I think playing in this place, I would give Wayne Valley a better chance if the game was being played at Wayne Hills High School or Wayne Valley High School. I think taking on your crosstown rivals, the bullies who have been around forever and you never get a chance to play, couple that 39-game win streak in this place, I think it might be a little too much. You have to understand, I thought I saw over there's a Jets, a Giants, and a Wayne Hills locker room. They've been here so much, so I like Wayne Hills.
Mike, thank you very much.
Carlos, have a happy holiday.
Thank you. Jimmy, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, Andrew.
Thank you,
Drew,
Jimmy.
Great job, man.
Thank you.
You guys are the best. Mr. Hookstraight, your teacher. Man, he was teaching me when I was a little guy.
Yeah.
That's a joke about his age. A little something there.
Yeah.
We would like to thank Mike Quick and Jimmy Cavallo for joining us here during the pregame show. And we will be back with more of the pregame show right after a short break.
Monahan turns around, takes a quick peek at the clock, hands it up the middle to Lynn, who gets outside. Chaz Lynn, it's a foot race. He's at the 40, to the 30. Lynn still on the feet, and he's in. Touchdown, Wayne Hills.
Look at the clock, Lou. It reads triple zeros as Chaz Lynn plays his own version of Beat the Clock. He had to go one place, and that was into the end zone, because if he was tackled, the half was over. Chaz Lynn beats the clock.
Welcome back here to Giant Stadium. Now we are continuing our pregame show. We are joined by Aaron Ploshnik. I'm David Suntup alongside Andrew Gayo and now Aaron Ploshnik. So guys, what are your keys to victory tonight for the Wayne Hills Patriots?
Well, definitely my first key to the game has to be block Chris Pantel. The guy is 6'6". He's got Division I offers all over the place. He's going to be a factor on defense. They got to block him. It's that key. Second key to the game has to be throw the ball down the field. Mike Giampapa is known to throw the ball really well down the field in the second half of the year this year. 23 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He has done a fantastic job. And my third key to the game has to be one play at a time. This is their 40th win in a row. They had to go for it and focus on the mindset, hey, it's just another game. We've been here before at Giant Stadium. It's that simple. Let's do this.
Well, Dave, Andrew, my keys to the game are as follows. I really feel this is the tale of the two backs. We've got Matt Torch, full ride to Wisconsin. Danny DeSico, hoping to play Division I AA ball. It's going to be very interesting to see who has the better game here, and that depends on the line play as well. My second key to the game has to be who's going to have the better passing game. Is it going to be Mike Giampapa, who's shown in the last couple weeks that he's a dominant force with his arm, or will it be Derek Fly, who a lot of the Wayne Hills people don't know much about because they're in a different conference, but he's got a great arm himself. So who's going to have the better passing game? And my third key has got to be intensity and experience. Wayne Hills has to bring it. This is their toughest opponent of the year. And yes, they have experience. This is their 4th year in a row here. And I think Wayne Hills' experience will help them pull out this game in the end.
My first key of the game, it all starts for the Patriots with shutting down Matt Torch. 1,385 yards on the ground, 30 touchdowns, 497 receiving yards. He's the Patriots' leading rusher and leading receiver. They need to shut him down. They need to force Derek Bly, who's been a little consistent this year, to make plays down the field. And Bly has Papa and Pentel, so they have to make Bly make the plays because Dortch is so dangerous in the open field. They need to put him down on the turf at the first chance of contact. My second key to the game for the Wayne Hills Patriots, in order to shut down Matt Dortch, the Patriots offense needs to have long drives. They need to convert on third down. Against Old Japan, they were excellent on third down, whether it was third and short, third and long. Mike Giampapa did a great job finding Jeremiah Kyle and Brian Ogden. Seco and Marcy did a great job on third and short and fourth and short situations. The Patriots must convert on third down, keep drives going, keep Matt Dortch and the Wayne Valley offense off the field, and really put their mark on this game and win the time possession battle. And my final key of the game for the Wayne Hills Patriots, utilize all the offensive weapons. You have Dan DeSico, you have Carlton Marston out of the backfield, Mike Giampapa, 23 touchdowns, 2 interceptions on the season. He's been very successful throwing to Jeremiah Kyle and Brian Ogden down the field. You might see some play action going to Kyle Hannenberg. There's so many players on this Wayne Hills offense, and you can't just key in on one person because someone else will hurt you. So Wayne Hills needs to utilize all their weapons on offense. So guys, Who are your key players tonight for Wayne Hills and Wayne Valley?
Well, my key player for Wayne Hills has to be Jeremiah Kale, first and foremost. The man is the most versatile player on this team, and he's just had a great run throughout the season. He started off a little slow, but he's really come along throughout the season on the receiver side and on the defensive side. 9 interceptions. I mean, the man's great. He's going to be the one that just shut down Tom Papa tonight, and it has to be Chris Pantel on the Valley side. I mean, the man, he's 6'6", 16 sacks this year, school record in the season for Wayne Valley. Patriots had to put a body on him.
Andrew, those are both great players, but I have to say this game, like I said before, has got to be the tail of the running backs. So my 2 key players are Matt Dorsch. As Dave said, 1,385 rushing yards, 30 touchdowns, 425 receiving yards. He's a massive yard gainer. All-purpose yards, almost 2,500 all-purpose yards. He's the majority of their offense. He's going to see majority of the ball most of the time, so he's got to be the key player for Valley. And for Wayne Hills, it's got to be Dan DeSico and Carlton Marson. Both of them together from the Patriots' dual running back system. They're going to get the ball also a lot of the time tonight. And when they run, they open up Giampapa in the passing game. So if they get their rushing game started against Pantel and the other linebackers for Wayne Valley, it's going to be interesting to see how Wayne Hills' offense will spark itself.
We all know that the Wayne Hills Patriots love to run the ball with the DD Express, Dan DeSico, and with the Thunder of C-Money, Carlton Marson. But in order for them to be successful in running the ball, the quarterback for your Wayne Hills Patriots, number 1, Michael Giampapa, needs to be successful in stretching the field. Mike Giampapa has had a phenomenal season, 23 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, a great completion percentage. He's been very consistent. He's done a great job running the offense, getting everyone involved. He needs to have a big game to open up holes for DeSico and Marson to run through. And switching over to the other side of Wayne for the Wayne Valley Indians, in order for Matt Dortch to be successful, Derek Bly needs to have a huge game here tonight. He's had a very good season for the Wayne Valley Indians, one of the best seasons for a quarterback in Indians history, 19 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, but he has a low completion percentage, only 46%. If Wayne Hills could get pressure on him and they start stopping Matt Dortch, it's going to be all on Derek Bly to make plays, and if he's not accurate tonight, the Indians are going to be in a lot of trouble. Guys, I'd like to thank you. And now let's take a look at the last time these two teams met, back in the 2001 Northland Group 3 State Semifinals, when the Wayne Hills Patriots defeated the Wayne Valley Indians 41-6.
Handoff goes to Williams inside. Touchdown, Patriots. Ryan Williams with a score. Scored a huge touchdown in the Ramapo game. So Olsen's back to pass. He's got Monin wide open, and he caught it. He's at the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Billy Monin.
Not many high schools have great kickers. We'll see how this one is.
And I don't think it goes off the goal post.
And see if he can get it in. No huddle offense here. They know what's going to happen.
And Brian Williams coming off the field too. I guess it's a touchdown.
You have more of a chance of passing here now.
So Smith going for the pass, and it's picked off. Let's see who it is on the play. It's Brendan Monahan picking it off. He's going to look to cut it towards the sideline. There's a flag down on the play. Monahan. So they fake the handoff, and he's got Greg Olson wide open. Touchdown, Patriots.
Here, Bill Monin, Rick Pintello, or Greg Olson.
And Monahan is back to throw. He's going to throw it to Greg Olson, and he's got him at the 10, the 5, and he's down at about the 2. So the handoff goes inside to Wells, and another touchdown for Wayne Hills. So they're going to fake the reverse. The play Wayne Hills has used. And let's see if they signal touchdown, and it is on the sideline. And looks like it's going to pick off, and it is Brendan Monahan. And he's going to take it all the way for the touchdown. Monahan.
Olson does that nicely.
It looks like they're going to Gatorade the coach here. Let's see.
Opening out.
Oh, and they get him.
20 points off turnovers. Another key was keeping Wayne Hills one-dimensional. That did not happen. And the last key was keeping the game close, which did not happen at all.
3, 2, 1. That's it. Wayne Hills wins the game 41-6.
Switching gears from the 2001 season to the 2007 season, let's take a look at how the Patriots fared in their last game, the Northland Group 3 State Semifinals, against the Golden Knights of Oltapan. Now, let's send it up to Andrew Gayo with the championship edition of One-on-One with Number 1 with the quarterback of your Wayne Hills Patriots, Michael Giampapa.
Hello, and welcome to the state championship edition of One-on-One with Number 1. I'm Andrew Gayo. Michael Giampapa, the quarterback. This is it. Let's make it a good one. Third time ever these two teams have faced, Wayne Valley, Wayne Hills. First time coming back in 1991 when we were young. They won 7-0, the Indians. They beat Wayne Hills. 2001 state semifinal, 41-6. Wayne Hills defeated them. This is a little different. North 1 Group 3 state sectional final. Never happened before. What are your thoughts going into this game now that it's been 2 weeks and you've had a layoff?
Yeah, you know, past 2 weeks you have a lot of time to kind of think about the game coming up. You know, the stage is set for a great game. It's Wayne Hills, Wayne Valley, town rivals, undefeated versus undefeated at Giant Stadium for the ring. So, you know, it's a huge game. It's the biggest game of, you know, everyone who's playing, all the players live so far. You know, and there's a lot of emotion going to be going on. It's going to be, the whole town's going to be there. So it's going to be a very special event.
Both teams, both are 11-0. This is really, it's unique because usually Valley, the past 2 years, they have not been able to hold up their end of the bargain. And finally this year, they're 11-0 and they're playing you guys. They have a man by the name of Matt Dortch. He's Carlton's cousin. What do you guys have to do to stop him, considering he leads the state in scoring?
You know, he's a very dangerous player on both sides of the ball. You know, he scores a lot of touchdowns. He has a lot of interceptions. Very fast, very athletic. You know, our game plan going in is just to kind of gang tackle. You know, one guy, you know, is going to struggle to bring him down because of his speed. So we got to kind of swarm to the ball and kind of just control him. You know, you can't really take him out of the game because he's such a good player. So you kind of have to try to control him and you know, make sure he doesn't beat you too bad. As for him on defense, you know, we have to attack him and, you know, keep him off balance with the run and the pass.
Besides Dortch, this team has a lot of weapons. I mean, just like you guys, you have a lot of weapons, but Chris Pantel, Division I prospect, 6'6", got offers from basically every school in the country, go figure. But him, Tom Papa, who's fast as lightning. I mean, Joe Fosco, Derek Bly, I can go on and on. These other guys, though, in particular Pantel, he's 6'6". What do you have to do to match up with him with his size?
I think we have to be really physical against him. You know, he's a big kid, he's a strong kid. I think you know, have to kind of go right at him and kind of take him out of his game a little bit. I think Wayne Valley is a little similar to our Wayne Hills team. You know, they have a lot of athletes, a lot of guys who could make some plays. They spread the ball around, you know, between Papa, Dortch, and Fusco and Durr. You know, they have a lot of kids. You know, they have a lot of depth on the football team. You know, they rotate a lot of guys in, so it's kind of like us in that sense. You know, I think we just got to go out and you know, you know, be more physical than them and just, you know, outplay them.
This Wayne Hills team has not been one of the biggest Wayne Hills teams that they have seen, but probably one of maybe the fastest teams, especially the linebackers. Pantel's going to have a hard time. Tim Waller, Mike Roman, Dan DeSico. I mean, these guys are fast. Arguably, they're some of the fastest in North Jersey and some of the best linebackers and tacklers in North Jersey. So despite Pantel's size advantage, you know, the linebackers should get him in trouble. Which brings me to my next point. That's kind of the advantage because the Valley linebackers are not even close to the Wayne Hills linebackers. So Carlton Marston and Dan DeSico, they got to take advantage of these poor linebackers.
Definitely. You know, as for their inside linebackers, they're kind of big, a little less fast guys. You know, they're not as fast, but, you know, they can come up and they stop the run pretty well. You know, they're pretty aggressive, and those two guys in the middle, Mike Lamberg and Sam Stahl, they're there to stop the run. And, you know, we have to kind of get outside them and hopefully get good stalk blocks on the outside by our wide receivers and you know, and get the running game started. And, you know, Carlton and Danny are some of the two best running backs in the state of New Jersey. You know, we have a lot of confidence in them, and the game's going to come down to them. You know, between them and the offensive line, you know, they got to have the game of their lives, and I think we'll be all right.
One of the biggest comparisons that has been made recently has been between you and Derek Bly, the quarterback for the Wayne Valley Indians. This has gone back even to Boys Club PAL days. I mean, I can go on and on, but Bly, let's just put it this way. Your completion percentage, I believe, was like 67%. He was 47%. There's a major difference there. What is the difference between, not between you two, but Derek Bly? Why at times does he throw, I mean, 9 interceptions, that's a lot.
You know, I think my advantage is, you know, I have a lot of good receivers. I spread the ball around a lot. Danny coming out of the backfield, and Jeremiah and Ogden and Joe Volpe and Kyle Hannenberg. I have a lot of kids who I can get the ball, and it makes it a lot easier for me, especially with our unbelievable run game that we have going right now. So it kind of makes my job very easy. I just kind of put the guys where they need to be, and just hopefully they go up and make a play, and I'm confident in that. Derek, on the other hand, he's got some good targets out there, Chris Pantel and stuff. Tom Papa. I just think that sometimes he makes some poor decisions. I think he's a great quarterback. Me and him are very similar. I think it's just the way the ball fell a few times over the season. I think he's a pretty effective quarterback, and I think we need to put a lot of pressure on him and kind of get after him.
His best target, obviously besides Dortch, his best receiving target is Tom Papa. He's received scholarship offers from Temple, Monmouth. I mean, he's a Division I prospect. Jeremiah Cale is going to be matched up against him, and Jeremiah Cale knows that Tom Papa is faster than him, but Jeremiah Cale might be the better football player. What does Jeremiah have in his advantage against Tom Papa?
Jeremiah's a tough kid. I don't know how many receivers there are in the state that can bench 325 pounds. He's a strong kid. He's smart. He knows the game, and I think he needs to use his strength, and his brains kind of to his advantage. Tom's a very, very fast kid. If you take your eye off him for a second, he's going to beat you. And Jeremiah knows that, so he needs to be physical. He needs to jam at the line of scrimmage, and I think us as a defense need to execute our game plan and our defensive schemes to perfection in order to stop him as well as the other Indians.
Before Dave takes it away for the game, special teams. Doran Sherrell's the kicker for the Wayne Valley Indians. He's 4 for 6, I believe, on the year in field goals, but Tim Divers has never missed a field goal. What is the difference between Tim and him, and how is Tim, a sophomore kicker, I can't believe he's done it.
I think Tim's had a lot of confidence in himself and the rest of the team, and me and Kyle, we all have a really good relationship, and I think every time when Tim comes out there, I say just relax and just kick it through, just like we do all the time in practice. That's all he does. He's kind of the guy who just comes out and seals the deal for us, and he's done a great job of that all season. I think with the game on the line, I think every guy on our team has confidence in Tim Divers to wrap up the game for us if we need it.
Well, if it comes down to it, I think he can come up clutch. Michael, this was it. This is the final one-on-one. I just want to say thank you for your time. 2 years of doing this. It's been a pleasure, even though you were hurt, but you came back. You worked hard. You had a great year. Good luck against Wayne Valley. I wish you the best.
Thank you very much. I want to thank you for having me on the show the past 2 years. It's been special. And you and Mr. Hookstraight and the rest of the film crew, you guys do a great job doing the games. And, our football program wouldn't be what it is without you guys. Thank you.
We do work. We will be back for the state championship game, Wayne Hills versus Wayne Valley, next.
Fired up. What a huge play. We cannot stress this enough. This is just an outstanding kick. All the pressure relying on Dave Adamo. The kick is up, and it is gone! He kicks it through the uprights, and Wayne Hills takes a 25-24 lead.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back here to Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Right before kickoff here, I'm David Suntup alongside Andrew Gayo and Aaron Ploshnik. And now, let's send it down to the field to the fourth member of broadcast crew, Brian Dubois, who has a special report for us. Brian, take it away.
Thanks, guys. In order for Wayne Hills to cut Wayne Valley at their knees, they're going to have to shut down the star running back, Matt Dortch. He has 1,385 yards along with 30 touchdowns. Those numbers speak for themselves. Their quarterback on the other end, Derek Blige, he isn't doing so well this season. His rating's only 88. He has 1,438 yards with 19 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. That's not very good compared to Wayne Hills Patriots' own Mike Giampapa, who has a quarterback rating of 133 with 23 touchdowns. So as long as they shut down those key players and Mike Giampapa steps up, they'll be fine. That's all. Back up to you.
Thanks, Brian. So, guys, this is a matchup of two 11-0 teams. Wayne Hills has a 39-game winning streak. Wayne Valley has won all 11 games this season after bowing out in the first round of the Northland Group 3 state playoffs last year to the Passaic Valley Hornets. What do the Patriots really need to focus on tonight in order to win their 40th straight game and their 4th consecutive Northland Group 3 state championship?
Well, first and foremost, David, their task is going to be at the stop number 32, Matt Dortch. The kid leads New Jersey in scoring. They're going to have to stop him. He's their option. He's their best player. If they stop him, Valley's going to be in a lot of trouble. Then they have Derek Bly, the quarterback. They're going to have to shut him down. He's the signal caller. And then finally, number 44, the 6'6" tight end, Chris Pantel.
Yeah, you know, guys, they've been really consistent all season on defense, and we should look for that to continue tonight if Wayne Hills wants to win this state title. As long as their linebacker core plays solid, Dortch will be held to minimal yards, and their secondary really needs to play solid in order to hold Pantel and Papa to minimal yardage as well.
Now let's turn over to the Wayne Valley Marching Band for tonight's national anthem. We are back here at Giant Stadium, just moments before kickoff in this North 1 Group 3 state championship matchup between the Wayne Valley Indians and your Wayne Hills Patriots. So guys, Wayne Hills has played here at Giant Stadium before. They beat Parsippany Hills back on December 3rd, 2005, 46-0. Last year they won at Rutgers, 23-12 against the Parsippany Hills Vikings. How much of an edge do you think the Patriots have when it comes to experience, since they've played in big venues before in state championship games?
Well, it definitely helps them, David. I mean, that this team has been here before. Experience is a huge part of it, but especially because they've been at Giant Stadium before. They played Parsippany Hills here back in 2005. They won 49-0. So the experience playing at Giant Stadium is definitely there. And the state championship. Wayne Valley has not gone this far in the playoffs in quite some time. So the Patriots definitely have history on their side.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, going from 3-4, 4 straight years for the Patriots in the state finals, it's quite an accomplishment, and I think it's something that these players hold deeply. They cherish this moment more than any other moment of the season. It's the moment where they validate their season. This is a tough opponent, so I look for this to be a great game, and hopefully the Patriots can bring home their 4th straight state championship.
As the captains for both teams at midfield for the coin toss for the Patriots, number 44, Mike Roman, number 4, Tim Waller, number 20, Dan DeSico, and number 1, Mike Giampapa. For the Indians, number 2, Derek Fly, number 51, Mike Lamberg, number 44, Chris Pantel, and number 32, Matt Dortch. Last time the Patriots played a game against the Golden Knights of Old Japan, the Patriots actually chose to receive to start the game, a rarity for Coach Olson and the Patriots. Could you see the Patriots doing something similar tonight?
Oh no, David, I could definitely see something similar in this as the coin toss is being called. So now we will get the result of the coin toss. So Wayne Hills, I believe, will defer to the second half. Exactly, as they usually do, David. But no, David, I mean, I definitely think they could definitely do it again. I mean, this Wayne Hills team, they just have all the weapons, and I don't see it as a problem.
You know what? I think just as far as the coin toss goes, guys, Wayne Hills' tradition is to defer, and I think they're going to stick to traditions here. Valley receiving in the first half might not be the best thing for Wayne Hills because Valley could get off to some momentum if they get a good start. But look for Wayne Hills' defense to come out real strong here, get a nice defensive stand to start off the game, and then they'll get their offense rolling with the second possession of the first quarter.
Tim Divers to kick the ball away for the Patriots. Jeremiah Kale was the kickoff specialist the whole entire season, but Kale has had a leg injury that's been bothering him this week. I think Divers is kicking off this game. That's what I've heard. As Divers will have his first kickoff attempt of the season, I believe. Dortch and Papa back deep to receive the kick. Matt Dortch has already returned a couple of kickoffs for touchdowns this season. Very dangerous in the open field. This is going to be a great matchup. Matt Dortch versus the special teams for your Wayne Hills Patriots.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Wayne Hills' kick coverage has been pretty good all season. Look for Tim Waller and Dan DeSico to sprint down there and try to tackle Dortch as quickly as possible.
As we are set to get underway here at Giants Stadium, as the kick is handled by Matt Dortch. Dortch fakes the handoff, bounces out to the right side of the field, beats Divers down the side. He's out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. And that's to be Brian Ogden down the sideline, excuse me. That was Ogden, I think, who kicked off. That was not Tim Divers.
And that was not what the Patriots wanted. They did not want to give the Indians position at their own 40-yard line because now they have a good chance of moving the ball down the field. But no, they did not want to see that. And that was the first time that they've seen Matt Dortch.
And now let's take a look at the defensive lineups for your Wayne Hills Patriots.
Kyle Hannenberg, number 10, defensive end.
Bowen Jones, number 69, D tackle.
Ryan Salerno, number 55, D tackle.
Paul Drake, number 59, D end.
Mike Roman, number 44, outside linebacker.
Tim Waller, number 4, middle linebacker.
Ryan Derna, number 45, middle linebacker.
Dan DeSico, number 20, outside linebacker.
Jeremiah Kale, number 2, defensive back.
Ronnie Dries, number 23, D-back.
Carlton Marson, 25, DB.
He needs some motivation and some momentum, and that's Timmy Waller's big hit right there. That's going to help.
2nd and 12 for the Indians from their own 38-yard line. 3 wide receivers set. Dortch in motion. Bly looks back to pass. Surveys the field as the pass is complete to Pantel, as Pantel gets to about the 50-yard line. A 12-yard completion. Very close to the first down marker. Let's see if he has enough for the first down.
And that's what the Patriots. That's what the Patriots cannot afford to do, is to give up those pass plays in Pantel's direction, because he's so big and so athletic that they need to put a body on him, literally a couple bodies, to put him out of position to catch the ball.
Well, it's going to be very interesting from the Patriots' standpoint to see who will cover Chris Pantel. Chris Pantel comes in very tall, 6'6", 235. The Patriots don't have that kind of height when it comes to their linebackers and secondary, so it'll be interesting who covers Pantel. Dortch in motion, 1st and 10 from the 50. Bly, handoff to Durr. Durr takes to the left side of the line as he scampers ahead, a gain of about 3 on the play. So it'll be about 2nd and 7 for the Indians.
And that, you know what, that's the thing about the Indians is they have a plethora of running backs, just as the Patriots do. They have Jeff Fusco, Matt Dortch, obviously, and then you saw the junior Ryan Durr there. They can mix it up a little bit, but their primary target, obviously, as we know, is Dortch.
Yeah, Matt Dortch, the key in Valley's offense. They do have a lot of options, but let's see where Valley goes on this 2nd down play.
2nd and 7 for the Indians. First time into Patriots territory from the Hills 47-yard line. Dortch in motion. Bly fakes the handoff. He's going to take it himself. Gets it across the 45-yard line as he's down at about the 43. Gain of 4 on the play. And Derek Bly is not afraid to run with the ball if he's given the opportunity to do so. Bly, a very athletic quarterback. And he's had some big gains on runs this year, too. And don't be surprised if he tries to bounce it out to either side of the field in order to avoid this great Patriots pass rush.
Now, I think this 3rd down conversion is very key for Valley. They want to keep this drive going. It'll be interesting to see the call here on 3rd down, whether it's run or pass.
3rd and 3 for the Indians from the Patriots 43-yard line. 3 wide receivers set. Pantel in motion. Bly. Handoff is to Durr. Durr across the 40, still on his feet as Durr barrels his way ahead to about the 33-yard line. A 10-yard rush by Ryan Durr on 3rd and 3 as the Indians pick up their 2nd first down of the game.
And right now, I mean, it's the problem for the Patriots is the run defense. They're not putting enough men in the box or enough penetration in the box to stuff these running backs. the only good play we've seen on the run defense so far was the stop on Matt Dortch on the first play of the game.
First and 10 for the Indians from the Patriots 33-yard line. Dortch in motion. Bly, handoff to Durr to the right side as Durr is taken down by Tim Waller and Dan DeSico.
It's interesting to see Valley's play options here. I mean, you'd think they'd go to Dortch a majority of the time, but the most handoffs have been going to Ryan Durr right now. It's interesting. Maybe they're using Dortch more as a decoy as of right now.
That handoff was actually to Matt Dortch. I apologize for that. 2nd and 8 for the Indians from the Patriots 31-yard line. Bly, handoff is to number 25. Number 25.
Lawrence Garcia.
So the Indians trying to get multiple running backs involved. Like Aaron said before, they're possibly trying to use Dortch as a decoy because the Patriots are so keyed in on stopping Matt Dortch. They're going to try to get other playmakers involved to try to make big plays. So another big 3rd down play for the Indians. 3rd and 4 from the Hills 27-yard line. Last time the Indians were in this situation, they ran the ball off Ryan Durr for 10 yards. 3 wide receivers set. Papa split left. Garcia in the backfield. Dortch in motion. Bly, play action, goes out to his left. The option toss to Dortch. Bounces out to the left as Dortch is taken down at about the 28-yard line as the Indians fail to convert on 3rd down. So now it's decision time for Coach Brian O'Connor and the Indians.
Well, a 45-yard field goal for Doran Sherrill. I'm not sure if this is field goal territory.
You have to go for it.
The narrower goal post. Oh, I would definitely say you have to shoot for it here. Get the first, try to go for the first down. And the Patriots, this is key. They cannot continue to go with the first down.
If the Indians want to have a chance to win this game, now they have to put up touchdowns. This is not going to be a 10-7 game or a 13-10 game. The Indians need to score touchdowns if they want to win. Huge play here for the Patriots defense. 4th and 4 for the Indians from the Patriots 27-yard line. Patriots showing blitz. 3 wide receivers set for Wayne Valley. Bly back to pass. Looks to the right side of the field as the pass is incomplete, out of bounds. The closest receivers in the area were Chris Pantel and number 19 Artan Aslani as the Wayne Valley Indians turn over on downs.
You know, I don't know if you saw that, but I believe Chris Pantel tripped over his own feet on that play, fell down. I don't know if he was the primary target there for Derek Bly, but he fell down. I guess he might have missed his route. It looked like a fade route to the sideline that he just fell down on.
You know, the Patriots defense bent, but it didn't break, and that was key for them. I mean, the Indians showed some signs that they could, you know, move the ball down the field, but the Patriots eventually held up.
And now let's take a look at the offensive lineups for your Wayne Hills Patriots. Papa.
Joe Pogorelic, number 73, offensive tackle.
Ryan Salerno, number 55, guard.
Zach Doyes, number 79, center.
Bowen Jones, 69, guard.
Pat Mitchell, 64, guard.
Kyle Hannenberg, number 10, tight end.
Mike Giampapa, number 1, quarterback.
Dan DeSico, 20, running back. Carlton Marson, 25, running back.
Jeremiah Kale, number 2, wide receiver.
Brian Ogden, number 5, wide receiver.
The linebacker core from Wayne Valley is a little bit too strong, though, so I think Giampapa will have to test his arm tonight.
I formation for the Patriots. Giampapa makes the handoff to Marson. Giampapa's going to keep it himself as Giampapa takes it up to about the 35-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play. It will be 3rd and 2 for the Patriots.
It's interesting. We don't see Mike Giampapa run as much as Derek Bly runs for Valley. Giampapa, while a very athletic quarterback, has so many options for people to run the ball that you don't really expect him to be the one to break out of the backfield. But as they say, when all else fails, take it yourself.
So 3rd and 2 for the Patriots. They have so many options here. You can run it with DeSico or Marson. You could use play action, go deep to Kyle or Ogden down the field. The Patriots are excellent in these situations. I believe they were 3 for 4 or 4 for 5 on 3rd downs on their first shot against Old Japan, and perfect on 4th down. Giampapa tosses it to DeSico. DeSico bounces out to the right side as DeSico out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play as the Patriots convert on 3rd and 2. First down for Wayne Hills.
And that's really the bread and butter for Coach Olson. It's the little 3rd down speed sweep to the right side. Danny almost gets it every single time, and I mean, it always does not. It never fails. It's that simple.
You know, when you have Tim Waller lining up in the backfield, DeSico just sweeps right over the right, and you know that speed sweep is coming. And Tim Waller, an excellent blocker.
1st and 10 for the Patriots from their own 40-yard line. Kale split left, I formation. Jim Papa, hand off to DeSico. DeSico bounce out to left to the 45 as DeSico is tripped up at about the 44-yard line. A gain of about 16 on the play by Dan DeSico.
I mean, that again, Dave. I mean, it's the running game. The Patriots did not go to it in the earlier playoffs because based on the run defense that they were facing. Now this run defense is not as good as the ones that they have faced, so they have to take advantage. And DeSico, as you see, 16-yard gain. What more can you ask?
Well, this is a huge first drive for the Wayne Valley defense. Wayne Valley took the ball into Wayne Hills territory, got stopped on 4th and short at the Patriots 20-yard, and the defense needs to stop here for Wayne Valley. G-Pop, a handoff, Marson. Marson up the gut, takes it to about the 40-yard line. Get him about 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 6 for Wayne Hills.
You know, I think I was a little wrong in analyzing. Both the run game and the pass game are huge for the Patriots, so it doesn't surprise me at all that Giampapa's handing the ball off more as of now, but I don't know. Let's see if he attacks with his arm. I would expect it relatively soon.
Well, Giampapa was 21 for 29 last game against Otapan for over 200 yards, so he could definitely throw the ball deep down the field and into the flat. 2nd and 6 for the Patriots. Morrison in the backfield. Play action. Giampapa looks to the left side of the field, scrambles to his left, throws it deep down the field, intended for DeSico as the pass is incomplete. Intended for Dan DeSico as DeSico is covered downfield by Durr.
And, you know what? It was a good job by Giampapa to avoid the pressure. Excuse me. Rolled out to his left side, and then to throw the ball over his shoulder, across his body. I'm losing my mind here. This is my last game. I'm getting kind of upset and emotional, but I'll hold my feelings inside. We got a football game to cover, but he did a good job of throwing the ball towards the corner out of bounds, so Wayne Valley could not intercept the pass.
Yeah, definitely. Giampapa very aware of his surroundings. He's good field vision, and he took that to his advantage on a duck ball.
3rd and 6 for the Patriots. Shotgun formation. Giampapa fakes the handoff as the pass is complete to Ogden. Ogden tries to use his blockers, and he's taken down in the backfield by number 55, Keir Bowers. So the Patriots fail to convert on 4th and 6. And now Dan DeSico will be out to punt it away for the Patriots.
And I think this is definitely a smart call here for the Patriots. DeSico is a pretty good punter, and he should pin Wayne Valley back inside the 10 if I believe this punt goes the way it should.
This is a decision that DeSico has to make. Do you punt it out of bounds and get less net yards, or do you risk punting the ball to Matt Dortch?
I think he's going to punt it out of bounds.
Snap is good. A short kick by DeSico. Takes a Wayne Hills bounce as it bounces out of bounds at about the 19-yard line. So the Indians pinned inside their own 20-yard line as Derek Bly and the rest of the Indians offense back on the field for their 2nd offensive drive.
Yeah, that's probably one of the best setups that the Patriots could ask for, Dave. I mean, they definitely did not want to kick the ball to Dortch, so Danny kicked a little soft punt towards the middle of the field. It took a nice bounce on the field turf down inside the 20-yard line. I guess that's what they wanted, and that's what they got.
Well, it's a great call by Coach Olson and the coaching staff. You never want to give the ball to Matt Dortch in the open field. He's just so fast, so quick, so dangerous. You want to tackle Dortch whenever you have the chance. And you don't want to give him the ball when you have the chance to either. 1st and 10 for the Indians from their own 19-yard line. Blind shotgun formation as Bly throws outside to Dortch. Dortch uses his blockers as Dortch is across the 20 up to the 23-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play.
And a good job. Sorry, Aaron. That's a good job there by Ryan DeDerno to jump on in there and to stop Matt Dortch from getting more yards at the play. So the Patriots linebacker core once again stepping up.
Yeah, the Patriots seem to be playing a very nice zone defense in order to run control this Wayne Valley potent running game. So you're seeing a lot of medium zones and a lot of good running coverage kind of plays. But it'll be interesting when Bly actually chucks the ball.
I formation for the Indians, 2nd and 6 from their own 23-yard line. Handoff is to Dortch. Bounce out to the left side of the field. Dortch tries to make a move across the 30 as Dortch is out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Great patience there by Matt Dortch. Didn't see the hole originally, and he just used his blazing speed there to bounce it out to the outside and pick up a gain on that run.
Good job there by Jeremiah Kale at the end of the play to avoid any more yards down the field as Kale wrapped up Dortch on the outside.
You know, I never realized how fast Matt Dortch was. He is a bolt of lightning. He is so fast.
1st and 10 for the Indians from their own 32-yard line. I formation. Bly, play action, looks to the right side of the field. As fast is incomplete, intended for Chris Pantel. Chris Pantel was wide open across the 40-yard line. Ronnie Drees was the closest defender for the Patriots, and Pantel couldn't hold on.
And that looks like a little bit of a disadvantage for the Patriots. If you have huge Chris Pantel on being covered by little Ronnie Drees, a definite advantage for Wayne Valley on that last play.
Well, if you're going to beat the Patriots, you have to play flawless football, and that's a catch that you have to make if you're the Wayne Valley Indians. The Indians would have picked up another 1st down if Pantel was able to catch that ball. So now it's 2nd and 10 for the Indians from their own 32-yard line. Handoff to Durr. Durr across the 35 up to the 37-yard line. And everyone always talks about Matt Dortch and how he's such a great running back, and he is. But Ryan Durr is doing a great job running the ball in between the tackles so far tonight for the Indians.
Oh, he's doing a fantastic job. I mean, he's just getting on the inside, finding the little holes, and he keeps his feet moving, which is a problem because the Patriots are historically known to stop the run. That's their best part of their defense, and tonight it's not.
3rd and 5 for the Indians from their own 37-yard line. Bly rolls out to the right side of the field, getting pressured by Drake. As the pass is intercepted by Jeremiah Kale. Kale to the 40, bounce out to the right side of the field. He's got blocking downfield to the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Patriots. Jeremiah Kale, his 10th interception of the season, takes it back for a touchdown as the Patriots take a 6-0 lead.
And holy cow, folks, Jeremiah Joseph Kale on the interception return picked up a beautiful block by Carlton Marson down the field. Picked up a plethora of great blocks. And Marson's block just destroyed his man. And Jeremiah could waltz into the end zone at the end. Great job there by Jerry and the D.
You know, we're looking at the replay here on the Giant Stadium big screen, and I'll finish after the kick.
Divers to attempt the extra point as the kick splits the upright, so the narrower goalposts, no problem for Tim Divers, improves to 55-58 on the season.
As I was saying, we're looking at the big screen here at Giant Stadium, and we're talking about how fast Matt Dortch was, but look at Jeremiah Kale. He just buzzed up the side of the field, saw he had no option on the left sideline, cut it back, ran over to the right sideline. Sam Stallard for Wayne Valley, the offensive lineman, did not know what hit him when Carlton Marson threw that wonderful block for Jeremiah, and he just waltzed into the end zone. A phenomenal pick anticipating the pass by Jeremiah, and phenomenal work with his legs running into the end zone. That's his 3rd touchdown on the season, I believe, for the defense.
Yes, 3rd defensive touchdown for Kyle. Going back to that last play, Derek Bly flushed out of the pocket, was getting chased down by Paul Drake. That's a ball that Bly just has to throw out of bounds, get the punter on, and punt the ball away. Because Bly had nowhere to go with that ball. And anytime you look at Jeremiah Kale side of the field, you throw the ball in his direction, you're risking throwing an interception like Bly did on that last play. So Tim Divers to kick off. A squib kick by Divers, handled by number 44, Chris Pantel. Pantel takes it up to about the 34-yard line.
And this is exactly how Wayne Hills wanted this game to go. 1:42 left in the first quarter. They've got a touchdown lead over Wayne Valley, and they're playing great run defense. If they keep this going, this game looks like it's going to go in Wayne Hills' favor.
No, I mean, definitely. Now momentum's on the Patriots side. You know, they have the adrenaline running. Might have been a little nerves in the beginning, but we all know now those nerves are long gone.
So the Wayne Valley Indians down 7-0 with 1:42 remaining in the first quarter. As Bly hands it off to Dortch, as Dortch is taken down in the backfield for a loss by Tim Waller. What a fantastic play by Tim Waller to get into the backfield and send Matt Dortch to the turf.
And, I mean, Dave, once again, this is the run defense that they're stepping up and fixing and making amends towards. They finally stopped them on D, and they did a fantastic job there of bringing down Dortch.
Tim Waller was featured in an article by the Herald News, and Tim Waller is quoted as saying, "I like hitting people. I love contact." You saw contact there by Tim Waller. 2nd and 12 for the Indians from their own 32-yard line. 3 wide receivers set. As a toss, as Dortch receives the toss, up the middle of the field, as Dortch across the 40, up to the 44-yard line. As Bly handed the ball off to Mike Moore, and then Moore tossed it to Dortch. So 11-yard gain by Matt Dortch. 3rd and 1 for the Indians. This is a huge play here. They need to get some momentum on offense now that they're down 7-0. And there's no doubt that Wayne Valley needs to put some points on the board.
Oh no, absolutely, and he's the man they're going to have to go to because he's their go-to guy, and I mean they're going to go to him most of the time, and he's going to be the one that's going to bring them to close to victory.
3rd and 1 for the Indians, I formation. As the handoff is to Dortch, as Dortch dives ahead. Let's see if he got enough distance to move the chains. Tim Waller, another tackle on the play.
I think if this ball even goes close to 4th down, I mean, if it's too short and it turns into a 4th down, Valley's going to go for it either way with such a short distance. Matt Dortch so powerful, he would most likely bust up the middle and get the 1st down.
As an official's timeout for a measurement. While we have a moment, I'd like to give you tonight's trivia question, which is brought to you by Wayne Hills High School Study Hard and get good grades, as this is the end of the 1st quarter here. The trivia question is, Mike Giampapa is trying to become the 5th Wayne Hills quarterback to win a state championship. Name the other 4 quarterbacks that have won state championships for the Patriots. Answer coming up shortly. As it will be 4th and inches for the Indians. It looks like it will be less than a foot for Wayne Valley. And we'll be right back after a short break. This is the end of the 1st quarter here at Giant Stadium. Wayne Hills on top of Wayne Valley, 7-0.
Esposito under center. Esposito back to pass. Good protection, steps up. And that is intercepted at the 5-yard line. That's Toby Dotolo. Dotolo takes it across the 20, down at the 22-yard line, and that is absolutely huge.
Welcome back here to Giant Stadium. And now, let's send it down to Brian Dubois, who has a special report for us. Brian, take it away.
Thanks, guys. Star running back for the Patriots, Dan DeSico, is not only an excellent player on the field, but he has a soft side to him, too. To show how much the team meant to him and what the program means to him, he wrote a letter to all his players and coaches and wanted to show how much they truly meant to him. So I will read a short excerpt from this. Tonight, when we step on that field, cherish every moment. Cherish every last second together. Cherish the victory that we are going to have. Just like Carlton said, the ring has our name on it. We just got to get it. If we stick together, nothing can rip us apart. Nobody can take our hearts. It's just our last game. Let's go out with a bang. I love you guys. Let's get it done tonight. I know that you will be right behind me when I need you to be, and I will be right behind you when you need me to be. That's all for now. Back up to you.
Thanks, Brian. Welcome back to Giant Stadium. A huge 4th down play for the Indians. It will be 4th and less than a foot for Wayne Valley. It'll be interesting to see what Wayne Valley does here. I would assume that they give the ball to Matt Dortch, one of the top running backs in the state. Patriots will probably crowd the line of scrimmage. So 4th and inches from the Wayne Valley 43-yard line. I formation for the Indians. Durr, as Bly tries to keep it himself, as Bly is denied by the Patriots defensive line. Actually, I think they're giving him a 1st down.
I believe he tossed the ball to Dortch, and somebody hurdled over the line. I could not tell, but it looked as if he flipped the ball to somebody. I'm not exactly sure, but he snuck over the line.
Yeah, he was definitely short. Yeah, he flipped the ball to Matt Dortch, and he jumped right over that pile and got that 1st down.
Yeah, because Bly got denied initially at the line of scrimmage. He must have tossed the ball to Dortch, something that I couldn't see from here. Dortch in motion, as the handoff is to Garcia. Garcia barrels his way to about the 48-yard line, gain of 3 on the play.
And I mean, Dave, right now, it's the run that continues to hurt. They keep on getting the little yards, and which sets up 4th down and short plays, and the Patriots cannot afford to continue to let the run hurt them, because we all know if they can stop the run, it'll set up their great defense on the pass.
Well, these are the kind of drives that Wayne Valley needs to have. They need to pick up 3 yards on one play, 4 yards on the next one. They need to have long drives to keep this Wayne Hills offense off the field. I formation for the Indians, 2nd and 6. Play action. Bly looks to the right side of the field. Pass complete to Pantel. Pantel across the 30, taken down at about the 37-yard line. A 1st down for the Indians. Gain of 12 on the play.
I'm sorry, Dave. And we commented on that last play before when Valley was lined up on the other side in the 1st quarter, and Bly threw that pass across the field to Pantel, and it was over his head. That was the same exact play, and it was ran on the same exact side of the field. And this time, Pantel caught the ball and almost beat Ronnie Drees down the sideline.
So 1st and 10 for the Indians from the Patriots' 37-yard line. I formation. Papa split right. As the toss is outside to Dortch. Dortch uses his blockers. Dortch cuts it to the right as Dortch is across the 35 up to about the 33-yard line.
And it's that linebacking core once again, Dave, that just swarmed to any of the running backs on Wayne Valley. You saw Roman and Waller there. It's just that it seems that this group is such a cohesive and tight-knit group that they just know they have a knack for where to go with when their ball is.
Well, DeSico, Roman, and Waller have all played together for the last 2 years. They definitely have a lot of continuity out there on the field. 2nd and 7 for Wayne Valley from the Wayne Hills 34-yard line. Durr and Dortch in the backfield. Papa split left. As Bly, inside handoff to Durr. Durr across the 30 up to about the 27-yard line as Ryan Durr continues to find success running between the tackles for Wayne Valley.
But now, I mean, we saw last time that Wayne Valley was moving the ball up the field, and Bly threw that interception to Kale, and Kale took it all the way back to the house, so you can never know with this Patriots defense. I mean, right now we're seeing Wayne Valley move the ball effectively, but you never know.
And what you can't forget is, as good as this Patriots defense is, the Wayne Valley offense is just as good, and they're just consistently moving the ball. Even if it's tit for tat, West Coast offense little by little, they're doing it.
3rd and 1 for the Indians from the Patriots 28-yard line. Dortch in motion. Bly, handoff to Durr as Durr is taken down in the backfield. I believe it will be short of the 1st down marker. Great penetration there by the Wayne Hills defensive line and linebackers as Mike Roman is there to make the stop.
And again, a great job there, even on the 3rd and 1, with the Patriots have been struggling today. I mean, they did a great job there of stuffing them on the play, and that's what they need for their success.
4th and 1 for the Indians from the Patriots 28-yard line. Deja vu all over again, except on the other side of the field this time. As timeout will be called by the Wayne Valley Indians, their 1st timeout of the 1st half. Last time Wayne Valley went to the air, I believe Pantel was overthrown, but Wayne Valley has already had a conversion on 4th down on this drive, and it was a very interesting play. Derek Bly tried to dive for the 1st down on 4th and less than a foot. He was denied, and somehow he kept his composure and tossed the ball to Matt Dortch, who had a 2-yard gain on the play. So this is a huge decision for Brian O'Connor, because this would just be devastating for Wayne Valley if they get so far into Wayne Hills territory 2 times in this half and come away with 0 points.
Oh, absolutely, David. I'm sorry, Aaron, but I mean, it's definitely critical for them because they need all the points they can get, and if they cannot move the ball, I mean, if they cannot move the ball in the critical situations in which they need to get yards to get 1st downs, they're not going to be able to be successful.
And it's not like Coach O'Connor really has a choice. He has to go for it on 4th down because his team needs these yards. They need to score in order to beat Wayne Hills.
4th and 1 for the Indians from the Patriots 28-yard line. Number 19, Artan as Lonnie split left. Dortch in the backfield. Bly, play action, rolls out to his right as the pass is complete to Fusco. Fusco across the 15-yard line as Fusco dives ahead down about the 14-yard line. Mike Roman came off the pressure as Derek Bly comes over with a huge play for the Indians as Wayne Valley converts on 4th down.
I mean, what a play there. Bly was getting great penetration by the Patriots, but Fusco, he just hit Fusco on the run, and Fusco eluded Carlton Marson, and he just got to the outside. I'm still shocked how Fusco caught that ball and got yards.
1st and 10 for Wayne Valley on the Hills 14-yard line. First trip inside the red zone for the Indians. Bly handoff to Durr. Durr up the middle, still on his feet across the 10-yard line, down at about the 8. Ryan Durr continues his successful night here at Giant Stadium. The Patriots need to get more defenders up in the box to shut down Ryan Durr, because I haven't seen Ryan Durr run to the outside once tonight.
You know, yeah, Ryan Durr, powerful up the middle, but it's effective. It's working for the Wayne Valley Indians to just keep giving the ball to Ryan Durr. And they're their own two-headed monster there with Durr and Matt Dortch.
2nd and 4 for the Indians from the Patriots 8-yard line. Durr in the backfield, pop a split left. Bly handoff to Durr as Durr gets ahead for maybe a yard on the play. Great job by Kyle Hannenberg as Hannenberg quickly gets into the backfield for the tackle. So no gain on the play for Durr. 3rd and 4 from the Patriots 8-yard line.
And once again, Dave, another 3rd down play that is critical for this Wayne Valley Indians team, as well as the Wayne Hills defense. I mean, this is a statement that they have to make. They have to play defensive stop here and keep them out of the end zone.
Well, Doran Sherrill, 4 for 6 on field goals this season if the Indians fail to convert, but the Indians are taking 6 points right here. 4 receiver set here for Wayne Valley. They're in the backfield. Bly back to pass. Does the fade route for Pantelis. It's incomplete. A flag on the play. Looks like it will be defensive pass interference on Ronnie Trees as the Indians tried the fade route with Chris Pantel as the ball was out of the reach of Pantel. Pantel, as the penalty is pass interference on Wayne Hills. Automatic 1st down for Wayne Valley. Chris Pantel has 10 inches on Ronnie Trees.
You know what? I don't really like the matchup for the Patriots with Ronnie Drees and Chris Pantelis. This is my 2nd time saying it. I really think Coach Olson should throw another cornerback in there instead of Ronnie Drees, someone taller. I know Drees is good, but he's too short.
1st and goal from the 4. Handoff to Dortch. Dortch tries to bounce out to the left as Dortch dives ahead to the 2-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play. Well, I thought originally that Mike Roman would be on Chris Pantel, but Pantel, he's 6'6", and Ronnie Drees stands in at 5'8". So that's 10 inches in favor of Chris Pantel. So that's a tough matchup for Ronnie Drees. We all know that he has a great vertical leap, as we saw in that Parsippany Hills game when he had that interception. Well, this is a tough matchup for Ronnie Drees.
Oh, no, it's absolutely a really tough matchup, but he's been had tough matchups the whole year, and he's able to handle the adversity. And right now, this is stopping time for the Patriots.
I formation for the Indians. 2nd and goal from the 2. Papa in motion. Bly. Handoff to Dortch as Dortch into the end zone for the Indians. Touchdown Wayne Valley. Matt Dortch, a 2-yard rushing touchdown as the Wayne Valley Indians got on the board. Now the Patriots only have a 1-point lead, 7-6.
And that was the problem on that drive, was the 2 4th down conversions by Bly and by Fusco. I mean, actually, I think it was by Dortch, because Bly flipped the ball to Dortch as Dortch flipped over the line. And he threw the ball down the field to Fusco on 4th down. So that was the keys on that drive that kept Valley alive.
Sherrill on for the extra point. The snap is good. The hold is good as the kick splits the uprights. Doran Sherrill converts on the extra point for the Indians as the Indians have an impressive drive down the field and tie up this game at 7.
You know, I just want to make a point. I hate to correct you, Dave, but I believe his name is pronounced Doran. Not Doran, just as not to offend the Sherrill family. I believe it's pronounced Doran.
Well, Doran Sherrill now 47 for 57 on extra points. So now there's 5:51 remaining here in the first half. Wayne Valley just had a very long drive down the field, tie up the game. Now the Patriots offense has to respond. Patriots offense has been held off the board so far in this first half. It's going to be interesting to see how they come back after Wayne Valley scored a touchdown.
Well, you know what, Dave? They really haven't had the opportunity. They had one possession, and then Jeremiah Cale took the touchdown back on defense. So, I mean, Wayne Hills' offense has barely gotten to see the field, but we've seen explosiveness from them.
So 5:51 remaining here in the first half of action. Game tied at 7. If you're just joining us, we're live here at Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. I'm David Suntup alongside Andrew Gayo and Aaron Ploshnik. Sherrill to kick off for the Indians, 4 touchbacks on the season. A high kick by Sherrill, fielded by Marston at about the 11. Marston looking for blockers, takes across the 25 to the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 30 to the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Patriots! An 89-yard return by Carlton Marston for a touchdown as the Patriots take a 13-7 lead.
And once again, Dave, I mean, it's those playmakers that answer right back. Carlton, he did not want the Patriots to be tied much longer. He took the kickoff all the way back, found a hole and a seam right in the beginning, ran it all the way back for a touchdown to get the Patriots their lead 13-7.
And that was a wonderful 92-yard kickoff return. Carlton, he's saying it's all right if we don't have our offense on the field. We can score our points on special teams and defense. We don't even need our great offense. Great job there on blocking and by Carlton.
Givers off for the extra point, and it's blocked. The kick is blocked by number 37. Actually, number 32, Matt Dortch.
Great athleticism there by Dortch to get around and block that kick. That's phenomenal.
I mean, when you think about Matt Dortch, you think about the running back, the receiver. He even threw a touchdown pass this year. Great cornerback, couple of interception returns, 4 touchdowns. I believe he has 6 interceptions on the season. I don't think Matt Dortch has blocked the kick this year, so Matt Dortch just adding to his repertoire of the kind of things that he could do on a football field. And he's a very impressive football player, and he's showing it here tonight at Giant Stadium.
Oh, no, he definitely is. I mean, he's showing his intensity. He definitely was angry after that kickoff, so he decided there to take advantage as he blocked Divers' kick, and I don't think Divers saw it coming, to say the least.
So Wayne Hills is a 13-7 lead here at Giant Stadium. Who would have thought that with 5:37 here left in the first half, the Patriots offense would be held scoreless, but they've only had one possession. They haven't been on the field much. So special teams and defense really picking up the slack for the Patriots. Divers to kick off for Wayne Hills. Another squib kick as it's touched by Pantel. Wayne Valley has trouble picking it up, and Wayne Hills might have recovered as it will be Wayne Valley ball. Wayne Valley was able to get on top of it before Wayne Hills players were able to try to take away the ball.
So Tim Divers makes up for his blocked extra point there. He kicks a nice squibber down the field, which gets fumbled up by some Wayne Valley, which was fumbled by Chris Pantel and Matt Dortch. So he did a good job there kicking it down the field.
Well, it looked like originally Pantel touched the ball. I don't know what they were trying to fake out Wayne Hills, and then Matt Dortch and the other Wayne Valley player couldn't pick up the ball.
I believe that was Tom Papa.
1st and 10 for the Indians from their own 24-yard line. They're in the backfield. Dortch in motion as Bly speed sweep to Dortch. Dortch at the 30 makes a move as Dortch is taken down by number 2, Jeremiah Cale, at about the 34-yard line. As Dortch will be, I believe, inches. They're going to give him the first down as Dortch just gets enough to move the chains for the Indians.
You know, another exceptional job there by Dortch, but a nice job there by Jeremiah Cale to stuff him up right there on the outside to prevent another big run. So Jer continues to do work.
1st and 10 for the Indians from their own 34-yard line. Dortch in motion. Bly handoff to Durr to the left side of the line as Durr spins ahead up to the 38-yard line. And going back to that first play by Wayne Valley on this drive, they could fake the handoff to Durr up the middle because Durr's done such a great job right between the tackles. And then you have Matt Dortch, and Matt Dortch is just so quick at bouncing the ball to the outside of the field. And Matt Dortch has picked up a lot of first downs for Wayne Valley tonight, and he's been very impressive in the open field.
Oh, no question about it. He's been impressive. But, again, the Patriots, if they shut him down, they will be in much better position to put this game out of reach.
2nd and 6 from the 38-yard line. Dortch in the backfield. Patriots showing blitz. Toss outside to Dortch. Dortch across the 35 beats Mike Roman as Dortch still on his feet as Dortch dives ahead to about the 47-yard line. A gain of 9 on the play by Dortch. And it looked like Mike Roman was in position to make that tackle, and Dortch just blazed right by Matt Roman on that play.
Well, yeah, Mike Roman, he did look in position on that tackle, but if you look before the play, Timmy Wallace showing blitz, busted through Wayne Valley's offensive line, only to see Matt Dortch scoot by him with such speed. Yeah, Timmy's a fast linebacker, but he's no Matt Dortch when it comes to speed.
Dortch lined up as a receiver. Durr in the backfield, 1st and 10 from the Indians' 47-yard line. Handoff to Durr up the middle. Durr across the 45 as Durr is up to the 43-yard line. Gain of about 10 on the play. And Durr just got great blocking from the left side of that Wayne Valley offensive line.
Oh no, he got exceptional blocking. It's right, and they're just having trouble out there, Dave. They're really struggling with the running backs. There's no question about it. It's evident out there.
You know, with these drives, I mean, Durr and Dortch combined could have somewhere around 80 to 90 yards on rushing and receiving so far.
1st and 10 for the Indians across midfield from the Patriots' 43-yard line. Dortch in motion. Handoff to Durr as Durr is taken down by a host of Patriots. Dan DeSico, Bowen Jones, and Ryan DiDerno in on the tackle. Loss of maybe 1 on the play. I think it's a loss of 1 on the play for Durr. 2nd and 11 for the Indians from the Patriots' 44-yard line. 3 minutes and 12 seconds here remaining in the first half. And while I have a moment, I'd like to give you the answer to tonight's trivia question, which is brought to you by Wayne Hills High School. Study hard and get good grades. As the answer will actually come after this play. 2nd and a long 10 for the Indians from the Patriots' 43-yard line. Garcia in the backfield. Bly getting pressure, was out to his right, and he is sacked in the backfield by number 10, Kyle Hindenburg, as the flag comes down at around the 48-yard line.
I would assume that it'd be potential holding there on the defense. So, if true, the Patriots will obviously decline the penalty.
Interesting. I saw unsportsmanlike conduct at the end of the play.
Yes, the flag did come down at the end of the play, as they're calling a face mask on the Patriots.
So that negates that.
So I believe that's an automatic 1st down for the Indians. Let's see if it's a 5-yard face mask or a 10-yard face mask. So it's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. So Wayne Valley gains 2 yards on that play, and now they have 1st down.
No, it's 2nd
Actually,
and
no,
9.
I'm surprised that they don't get a 1st down.
No, they repeat the down.
Because I know in the pros, it's an automatic 1st down, I believe. 3-wide receiver set for the Indians. Bly, play action. Looks to the right side of the field as the pass is complete to Chris Pantel. Nice job by Pantel hanging in there after taking a hard hit from Mike Roman.
So now, I mean, Dave, it looks like as if they're stymied the Patriots defense. I mean, right now the Wayne Valley offense is just controlling their own destiny, and they're just doing a good job of making the big play. And definitely has been the best offense the Patriots have seen the whole year.
Well, coming into this game, everyone thought that the most dangerous receivers for Wayne Valley are going to be Dortch and Papa, and Pantel has picked up some huge 1st downs for the Indians tonight. 1st and 10 from the Patriots' 31-yard line. Bly surveys the field, rolls out to his left, tries to elude the pressure as Bly throws it out of bounds. A wise decision by Bly as a flag comes down in the backfield at the end of the play.
I believe it will be
intentional grounding on Derek Bly. No receiver in the area.
Now, I don't know about high school. Is that a loss of down?
Yeah, yes, it would be a loss of down. If it is intentional grounding, which I believe it would be. We'll get the call from the referee in a moment.
So 2 minutes remaining here in the 1st half. Here's the answer to tonight's trivia question brought to you by Wayne Hills High School. Study hard and get good grades. The question was, Mike Giampapa is trying to become the 5th Wayne Hills quarterback to win a state championship. Name the other 4 quarterbacks that have won state championships for the Patriots. And here's the answer. Brendan Monahan back in the 2002 season, a 19-0 win over Rampo. Nick Warzel back in 2004, 17-16 win at Demarest. Mike Peischel back in 2005 here at Giant Stadium, 46-0 win over Parsippany Hills. And last year, Jeremiah Kale, 23-12 win over Parsippany Hills at Rutgers. Pass is incomplete, dropped by Tom Papa. So now it'll be 3rd and 25 for the Indians. It'll be interesting to see how Coach O'Connor plays it here, because last time the Indians had a 3rd down and they decided to go to the air, Bly got picked off by Jeremiah Kyle, and Kyle returned the interception for a touchdown. It'll be interesting to see if the Indians play conservative here and just try to get some yardage back from that intentional grounding penalty.
I mean, they continue to shoot themselves in the foot, the Wayne Valley Indians. The first drive they threw their interception, and now this drive they had the intentional grounding penalty, which totally negates all their success.
5 wide receivers set. No one in the backfield for the Indians. Shotgun formation. 3rd and 25 from the Wayne Hills 47. Bly going deep down the field for Papa as it's incomplete. Bly overthrows Papa. Brian Ogden in on the coverage. And now the Indians will have to punt it away to the Patriots. And Mike Giampapa and the offense will have their 2nd opportunity of the game on offense. And the Patriots will have to run the 2-minute drill.
You know, Papa had made a great move on Jeremiah Kale there. He was wide open if Bly just would have put that pass on the money. That was 6 for Wayne Valley right there. Not able to take advantage of that, though, was Derek Bly with his 5 wide receiver set.
So Arton Aslani to kick it away for the Indians. Marston and DeSico in the backfield to return the kick. And they're still kicking to Marston. Marston will call a fair catch as Marston catches the ball at about the 22-yard line. So with a minute 43 left, Mike Giampapa and the offense on the field for only their 2nd drive of the game. And if the Patriots can get the ball to about the 20-yard line, they could possibly tack out 3 points, because Tim Divers, his range, his long field goal on the year is 36 yards, and that was at Old Pan back in week 5. I don't know if he could kick a field goal longer than 40 yards. It'll be interesting to see. 1st and 10 for the Patriots on their own 22-yard line. I formation. Giampapa hands it off to Waller. Waller spins at the 30-yard line, across the 30, up to the 34. Gain of 12 on the play for Tim Waller.
Waller seeing a lot more touches in the postseason on offense. I mean, he didn't play offense for most of the season, and finally, towards the end of the year, he started playing a little more at fullback. Kind of reminiscent of what happened 2 years ago when they started playing Alex Gibson in at fullback, getting him some throws and some carries at times. So, Patriots really, Coach Olson, utilizing all his weapons.
A minute 20 here remaining in the first half. Patriots still have all 3 timeouts remaining. I formation, Volpe split right, Kale split left. Giampapa, as he tries to toss it to DeSico. DeSico picks up the ball, bounces out to the left side of the field. DeSico across the 30 to the 35 to the 40, as DeSico is out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Gain of 8 on the play. So it looked to be a blown play for the Patriots. Turns into an 8-yard gain for Wayne Hills. And there DeSico smartly runs out of bounds. The clock stops with 1:06 left in the first half.
You know, just looking at the time right now, 1:06. If it does come down to Tim Divers, I was talking with Jeremiah Kale in mine and Dave's math class this morning, and he told me that Divers has been nervous all week. He's been shanking kicks a lot lately, so they might end up going for it on 4th down if they get into that zone.
2nd and 2 for the Patriots. Handoff to DeSico, as DeSico, let's see where they mark him down. As DeSico will be marked down at about the 43-yard line, as DeSico picks up the 1st down for the Patriots.
So it will be a 1st down for Wayne Hills. And Dave, this is just as key as it gets, Dave, because they keep want to move the ball downfield, so maybe they can get a Divers attempt or maybe get a shot at the end zone.
Clock's still running here. I'm surprised the Patriots didn't use one of their timeouts in that situation. I know the clock wasn't running when they made the measurement, but now there's under 40 seconds here remaining in the first half. They're 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Giampapa hands off to DeSico to the outside. DeSico across the 50, out of bounds at about the 49-yard line with 28 seconds remaining.
You know, another nice job there by DeSico running up the field. I believe it'll be 2nd and about 2 on the job. there by DeSico to elude defenders and to get out of bounds, which stops the clock. Very important.
Very surprised that Coach Olson didn't call a timeout on that last play. They burnt, let's see, 13 seconds on that last play. Not good for the Patriots.
So 28 seconds remaining in the first half. 2nd and 2 for the Patriots across midfield on the Wayne Valley 48-yard line. 3 wide receivers set for Wayne Hills. As the handoff is to DeSico. DeSico to the 45, to the 40, down the left sideline. DeSico across the 30, down at the 28. The Patriots need to call a timeout. And I believe they will do so as Coach Olson calls the timeout. 20-yard gain by Dan DeSico as DeSico takes it across the 30 to the 28-yard line. So Wayne Hills uses their first timeout of the first half. So now Wayne Hills would probably need another 10 yards to be in Tim Divers' field goal range. Divers 5 for 5 on field goals this season. 3 field goals over 30 yards for Tim Divers. So it'll be interesting to see how Coach Olson plays this year. The Patriots will receive to start the second half, so the Patriots getting a touchdown here. They have a chance to put up 14 points in a row on the scoreboard.
But no, I think, Divers has been able to handle the pressure all year long, especially last week against Old Japan where he scored 3 field goals and set a school record for field goals in the game. So I really don't think pressure will be a problem for the young man.
1st and 10 for the Patriots from the Wayne Valley 28-yard line. Kell split right. Waller in the backfield. As the toss outside to Marson. Marson uses his blockers, turns the corner at the 30. Marson out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. I'm surprised that the Patriots are still running the ball. I know they have 2 timeouts up. That's probably the only reason why they're running the ball. I guess they're trying to catch Wayne Valley off guard, but Mike Giampapa hasn't had many chances to throw the ball tonight for the Patriots.
And that in itself is kind of surprising. Sorry about that, Andrew. Giampapa, after having that 21 for 29 week last week and some great weeks in the playoffs, they should give him the opportunities now, because even if the ball's incomplete, at least the clock stops and they have an opportunity to run another play. Definitely they should throw the ball with the pace.
2nd and 8 for the Patriots from the Indians' 26-yard line. 4 wide receivers set. DeSico and Marson split left. Waller in the backfield. Giampapa back to pass. Surveys the field. Goes deep down the middle. As the pass is complete to Jeremiah Kale as he holds on after a big hit by Derek Bly. Kale down to the 6-yard line. Wayne Hills uses another timeout. So 6 seconds left. And now Tim Divers is coming onto the field, I believe, as Divers will attempt a 23-yard field goal.
I don't know, 6 seconds left. They might have time to run one more play, but it looks like...
I wouldn't risk it.
No, I would not. I mean, 6 seconds, I would definitely go for the field goal here. 6 seconds would be one play, basically, on the field. They would not have enough time. It'd be a touchdown or nothing. But I definitely would see a field goal that is the best option.
This is the state championship, and they're playing a team whose offense has been beaten down on their defense. It would not surprise me at all if they do go for this with 6 seconds left.
Well, also the Patriots will receive to start the second half. So Wayne Hills will probably try to take whatever points they could get here. And then as an ineligible receiver is called on the Patriots, a 5-yard penalty. So now the Patriots have the ball at the Indians' 31-yard line with 6 seconds left. So a lot of valuable time off the clock for the Patriots. And now they have no choice but to try to throw it in the end zone.
I mean, yeah, this definitely hurts them. I mean, now they're gonna have to throw the ball into the end zone now because they're way out of Tim Divers' territory. So we're gonna see Mike Giampapa in the arm.
So now it gets really interesting here. Wayne Hills has a lot of talented receivers. Their receivers don't have the height of past receivers that they've had, like Mike Fulham, 6'5", Nick Romeo stood in at over 6 foot, but they have more speed. If I'm Wayne Hills, you have to go to the end zone, but you could maybe try to get DeSico or Kale or Marson or Ogden out in open field and maybe try a couple of laterals, but that's a very risky play for the Patriots. But Giampapa definitely has the arm to throw the ball in the end zone. So, 2nd and 13 for the Patriots. 6 seconds left here in the first half. Patriots on top of the Indians 13-7. 4 wide receivers set. Jim Papa in shotgun formation. Kale and Ogden split right. DeSico and Marson split left. As Jim Papa calls another timeout, I guess he was confused with the setup of the Wayne Valley defense. But now, if you're Wayne Valley, if your cornerbacks, Matt Dortch, Ryan Durr, and safety Derek Bly, once you see that ball go up in the air, you don't need to intercept it. You just need to get a hand on it and bat it down.
Oh, there's no question. I mean, they're definitely, if they go for an interception, they are not being smart. I mean, because if you say they intercept the ball, they could cause a fumble, and then the Patriots could get a touchdown. So, no, yeah, they definitely want to bat it down in this situation.
Dave, recalling some fluty Boston College magic. I don't know. Anything can happen here. I mean, we saw it last week in the NFL for the Arizona Cardinals. Larry Fitzgerald called one in the end zone. So let's see if one of our wide receivers can be a Larry Fitzgerald.
Well, the Patriots, as we've mentioned before, this is one of the faster Wayne Hills teams that Coach Olson has had in recent memory. So if one of the receivers could run a really crisp route and somehow get open in the end zone, that would really be helpful here. But most likely, a Wayne Hills player would have to win a jump ball with one of the Wayne Valley players in the secondary. 2nd and 13 from the Indians' 31-yard line. Shotgun formation, 4 receivers set. Jim Papa back to pass, looks to the left side of the field, gets pressured by number 55. Jim Papa throws it as the pass is complete to DeSico, as DeSico fumbles the ball as it's picked up by Marson. Great job by number 55, Kier Bowers, to get into the backfield, pressure Jim Papa. But DeSico caught the pass, I believe, around the 5-yard line, and then tried to give it to Marson to take it in. And now it's halftime here at Giant Stadium. The Wayne Hills Patriots are defeating the Wayne Valley Indians 13-7. Guys, thoughts on the first half of action?
Oh, I mean, definitely Wayne Valley came out with fire, Dave, and they had this mindset that it seems in this attitude that they can stay in this game, and they're showing it, that they're putting pressure on Wayne Hills. I mean, Wayne Hills, their defense has bent, but they haven't broken. But they have shown signs, Wayne Valley, that they can move the ball against this Patriot defense. On the other side, the Wayne Valley defense is doing a nice job of holding the Patriots offense, but the Patriots offense have only had 2 possessions in the first half. So right now, the difference is the special teams of the Patriots. The special teams has come up clutch with the kickoff return from Marson, and then the defense of Jeremiah Kale returning it into the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, Wayne Valley's not going to lay down. Wayne Valley came to play, guys, and just that offense in that first half has been unbelievable. Matt Dortch, Ryan Durr combining for almost 100 yards, it looked like, in that half. Derek Bly making plays when it happens. The 4th down play with the toss back to Matt Dortch. The other 4th down play with the pass to Fusco. Just their offense showed up, came to play. But when it comes down to it, Wayne Hills' defense and special teams has always been reliable, and they put points on the board for Wayne Hills, and that's why they're winning.
Well, in terms of the Wayne Hills Patriots, if you told me that at halftime the offense would not have any points, I would be shocked. But other players have picked it up for Wayne Hills. Jeremiah Kale coming up with a huge interception on 3rd down, his 10th of the season. And then Carlton Marson using his fabulous field vision to return a punt about 90 yards for a touchdown. But now the Wayne Hills offense needs to have a few long drives, just like last year. Wayne Hills is disappointed with how they played in the first half against Christian Hills. They came out in the second half. 2 long offensive drives resulted in 2 Raven touchdowns. This is it for the seniors for the Patriots. This is the last half of football they were able to play. They need to come out here, set the tempo on offense, get points on the board, and they need to do a much better job at stopping the run. And now, let's send it over to the Wayne Hills Patriots marching band.
DeSico gets it done. And finally, a play to remember. It looks like a TD sweep, but Danny will let it fly. DeSico hadn't thrown a TD pass since the 8th grade, and this one goes to Fulham. It's a game ender. Wow.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the In the Locker Room Report. I'm David Suntup, and this week I'm joined by tight end and defensive of your Wayne Hills Patriots, number 10, Kyle Hannenberg. So Kyle, in the Northland Group 3 State semifinals, you defeated the Golden Knights of Old Japan 23-6. You shut down Jamie Rowe for the second game in a row. How have you guys been so successful against the run, and how are you guys able to shut down Jamie Rowe 2 times this year?
You know, the whole defense just comes in with that mentality that we know we have to get out you. Like, we know, we got a big runner on our hands, and we got to come at him and hit him hard and take him out. So that's pretty much all we do.
Once you guys shut down Jamie Rowe, you put the pressure on quarterback Kyle Jansen to make plays. Jansen, in 4 career games against you guys, failed to make the big play. He threw 10 interceptions. How are you guys so good at pressuring the quarterback?
Well, I would have to say, the coverage with our D-backs, including Jeremiah, Carlton, Ogden, DeSico, all them back there, they give us a lot of time. So we get enough time to get a good enough rush on Jansen. So it made us a lot easier for us. So.
Speaking of Jeremiah and Carlton, like you touched on, Jeremiah Kale just broke the record for interceptions in a season with 9 interceptions. How much do you think it helps out the guys in the secondary that you and Paul Drake, Bowen Jones, and Ryan Snarl and the linebackers keep getting pressure on the quarterback? How much do you think that helps them out get interceptions?
Well, I think that helps them out a lot because it's causing the quarterback, to have to think quick, and we hurry him, so you never really know. Like, he has to make a quick decision, and if he doesn't make the right one, Jeremiah's going to pick it off, so that's how it is.
After beating the Golden Knights of Old Japan, you advance to the Northland Group 3 State Championship game where you will face off against the Wayne Valley Indians. Now, you played with a lot of these kids when you played for the Wayne PAL, Chris Pantel, Mike Lamberg, among others. What's it going to be like to go up against these kids in the last ever high school game you will play for a state championship after playing with these kids for many years when you were younger?
It's a storybook ending. We haven't lost a game since we've been here since we were freshmen, and going against our crosstown rival, it's the storybook ending. We've played with these kids when we were younger. We know what they got, so let's see how it goes.
This is only the 3rd time ever in Wayne Hills High School football history that you guys will face off against the Wayne Valley Indians. What are the emotions going to be like once you step on that field at Giant Stadium and you look across the field and you see kids in your town and you're finally getting your chance to play against Wayne Valley after Wayne Valley finally comes through with their chance to play Wayne Hills?
Well, I mean, we've been to Giant Stadium before. We know what the atmosphere is going to be like, and we're just going to look at them like they're another team. They've been running their mouth all over the town, and teams do that against us. Now all it's going to do is fire us up. So we're going to be ready to play them. I know that.
Speaking of getting fired up for a game, 2 years ago when you were at Giant Stadium, right before kickoff, Parsippany Hills, their fans start chanting, "Overrated, overrated." You guys beat them 46-0. How much did that fire you up for that game, and how much more fired up do you get when teams keep even talking more trash after you guys have won 39 games in a row and 3 straight Northland Group 3 state championship games?
We take it like they're spitting in our face. We earn what we do. We come out there every week and work our ass off and everything like that. And we are who we are. We're Wayne Hills, and we work for what we get. And people who want to say stuff about us, it's just going to fire us up, and pissing us off is not the thing to do. So.
Speaking of being fired up for a game, no one comes out of that locker room more pumped up than you. How do you get so pumped up for games, and what really makes you do all that yelling and screaming? How do you think that helps your team coming into a game?
I mean, it's football. It's the most violent sport in the world, pretty much. That's legal, and just coming out there, I know that it's kill or be killed. That's my mentality. I come out there knowing I'm not the biggest guy, I'm not the strongest guy on the field, but you better bring everything you got to stop me. So that's how I am.
Last year, you started on the defensive line with 3 all-state linemen. How much did that help you playing alongside Dave Ogden, Scott Schultz, and Matt Johnson? And how has that helped you out, not just last year, but this year, learning from those 3 players?
Well, they definitely, they made me a lot better of a player, more technical and everything, but they helped me out a bunch last year. Teams would come after me, but you'd always have backside pursuits from Dave and Johnson, and having Iowa right next to me, that helped me out a lot. So it's pretty much trained me for this year, and everything's been so far not that hard. They made it a lot easier for me.
Turning the page to this year, you're the lone returning starter on that defensive line. How have the other players, Bowen Jones, Paul Drake, and Ryan Salerno, been able to step up, and how has this unit still been able to be so successful, not only against the run, but against the pass?
I would have definitely say, they've all stepped up. Bowen came out knowing that he could have played last year very easily, and he was hungry this year, and so was Paul Drake and Salerno, who's a big shock as a sophomore coming out and playing for us. He's really stepped up, and they're all doing a great job for us. They get after everyone, so they've been helping us out a lot.
Your brother Chris played for Wayne Hills, graduate class of 2002. His last season was 2001. You've had many cousins that have come through this program, and your father played for Wayne Hills in the early 1980s. What's it like to put on that maroon and white jersey every week, week in and week out, knowing that a lot of family members played for the same Wayne Hills program?
It's keeping the tradition. I was the water boy here for my cousins, my brother. I've been through this team since I was probably in the second grade. It's just I know what this team does. I know what they're all about, and it's just you strap on those pads and you're like, it's Wayne Hills football. Let's go. So
this week you're going up against one of the other top running backs in the state, in Matt Dortch. After stopping Jamie Rowe 2 times, what do you plan to do maybe the same or differently against Matt Dortch, and how much confidence does that give you coming into this game against Matt Dortch now that you stopped Jamie Rowe 2 times?
Well, Matt's, he's a good player. He makes big plays. It's, we're not scared of him, pounding the ball on us. We just know we got to get after him, we got to hit him, and we got to wrap him up. If we don't wrap him up, he's very capable of making a big play, but we're not going to let that happen. So,
if you guys shut down Matt Dortch, that puts the pressure on Derek Bly to make plays. Now, in 6 of his starts this year, his completion percentage is under 50%. How important is it to shut down Matt Dortch and force Derek Bly to make plays, especially with the playmakers that you have in the secondary with Jeremiah Kale, Ronnie Dries, and Carlton Marson?
That's definitely going to make it easier for us. And if we shut down Matt, I think we're going to have a pretty easy game coming after Bly. After that, we're going to get a good rush on him, and then we got Jeremiah and all our D-backs back there. They're all capable of making a big play on the ball. So we're hoping that we shut down Matt and leave it in Derek's hands.
Now you're playing your last ever high school football game. First of all, touch on what was it like to play your last game here at Patriot Stadium and beat a very good Old Tappan team, and what's it going to be like to play your last ever game at Giant Stadium against the Wayne Valley Indians?
Well, it was tough walking off the field for the last time, knowing that that was our last time playing there. All the blood and sweat and everything we've put into this field, it was pretty tough to walk off and know that that's our last game. But we got that one game at Giant Stadium against Wayne Valley. It's what it is. It's Wayne Valley, Wayne Hills. So they're biggest games in the town. So we're really pumped.
Let's fast forward to Friday, right before kickoff. When you're warming up in that bubble, when your warm-up is done and you come out of that tunnel, what are your emotions going to be like, and how pumped up are you going to be to finally get on that field and play the Wayne Valley Indians?
Well, we're going to pump the sirens when we come into the tunnel, so we all get fired up just from screaming. We're very we get after teams, so our adrenaline's really going to be pumping.
Kyle, thank you very much. Best of luck this Friday against the Wayne Valley Indians. That was Kyle Hannenberg, number 10, tight end and defensive end for your Wayne Hills Patriots, and we'll be right back after a short break.
This is Nick Warzel's limelight, folks. This is when he brings his A game. The lights are turned on the field. Late in the day, he's ready to go.
On first down, Warzel back to pass. Excellent protection all the time in the world. Looking downfield, looking for Matt Peenan. Triple covered. Sticks it in there. Flags on the play. Matt Peenan ahead to the 20. Looking for the sideline. He's across the 10 near the goal line. Dives. Touchdown, Ray Van Peenan.
Welcome back here to Giant Stadium. It's halftime here. The Northland Group 3 state championship game between the Wayne Hills Patriots and the Wayne Valley Indians. Wayne Hills has a 13-7 lead. I'm David Suntup. We're now joined by Wayne Today sports columnist Rich Stambolian. So Rich, so far in this game, Wayne Valley has really done a great job controlling time of possession. How have they been able to move the chains on all of their drives in this game continuously?
Well, I think they're pushing the Patriot players back. They're giving Dortch and Ryan Durr room to run, and they mixed in the pass a little bit with some great effect to Pantel on the outside, and they got the Patriots a little off balance. They knocked them back a little bit. Like I said, they're winning the battle in the trenches.
The Patriots have been so great stopping the run this year. They shut down Jamie Rowe in 2 matchups this season. And now Matt Dortch and Ryan Durr have had fantastic games against Wayne Hills. Matt Dortch, a 2-yard rushing touchdown. What do the Patriots have to do in the second half to shut down Matt Dortch and Ryan Durr?
I think they have to get more guys at the point of attack. Dortch is not going to be brought down with one tackler usually. He's too shifty. He's pretty elusive. He's not a powerful runner, but he makes guys miss. So they got to get better pursuit to the ball.
Wayne Valley's play on offense and their ability to move the chains has kept this Wayne Hills offense off the field, but other parts of the Patriots have picked up their game, like the defense and special teams. Now let's go back to that defensive interception by Jeremiah Kyle. What makes Jeremiah Kyle so great at reading the quarterback's eyes and picking off interceptions? Picking off passes.
He makes great reads. He's got a real quick step to the ball. That's not the first time this season that we've seen him step in front of a well-thrown ball and take it back a long way. That's what he and Carl call pick six. Pick off the ball and take it for 6. And he made a great run on the play too.
Carlton Marson, a 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. What skills does Carlton have that really help him have all these kickoff returns, not only for long distances, but for touchdowns? And now Wayne Valley kicks off to start the second half. Do you think that Coach O'Connor will probably consider doing maybe a squib kick or trying to kick the ball away from Marson to Seco?
He might do that. You know, Carlton he's got that tough combination, of speed and power, and he reads the field very well. He sets up his blocks very well. You can see that once he got to the sideline there wasn't anybody who was going to catch him. That's his speed, but he sees the play develop very well and sets up his blockers. And you know what? That play, if it turns out to be a difference in the game, that play justifies all the time that Wayne Hills puts into special teams practice. I know they probably take that element of the game more seriously than most other high school teams.
Wayne Hills only 2 drives on offense in the first half. What improvements do they need to make in the second half in order to sustain longer drives against this Wayne Valley defense?
They just got to find a rhythm. I mean, they had the first possession, they had a couple of first downs and then they stalled, but they have to find that rhythm with the running game working consistently, and that will enable Mike Giampapa to mix in the pass. I heard Mike on the sideline a couple times in the first half saying, "Come on, guys, get me the ball, get me the ball." He's watched too much of the first half from the sideline. The offense has to get on the field and make some progress.
Rich, I'd like to thank you very much for joining me here at Giant Stadium. This is our last ever interview that we'll be doing during a high school football game. It's been such a great honor to join you during the last 4 years at halftime and interview you at Wayne Hills football games. I'd really like to thank you for joining me. It's really been an honor. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. It's been my pleasure, and good luck to you and to Andrew and everybody else who's wrapping up their football announcing career, and good luck to you guys, whatever you do in the future.
Thank you very much, Rich. And that was Rich Stambulian, a sports columnist for the Wayne today, and we'll be right back after a short break.
Ace set, Van Peenen's the running back. Heischel drops back to pass again, pump fakes, and he's going to let one go deep. It's to Nick Romeo, and Romeo makes the catch! Oh, baby! That one's good for over 20, nearly 30 yards. Nick Romeo has the ball inside Wimpo territory at about the 48-yard line. As Justin Donovan says, you can't stop 19.
Here's Campbell. Campbell centering Lischio. Off his stick, Lischio falls down. Beautiful pass from Campbell. Lischio not able to hang on to it. Axelman in the corner. Axelman, nice moves. Centers to Lischio. And Wayne Hills puts it away. Wayne Hills puts it away. Albert Campbell, his 4th goal. It's absolutely crazy at the ice ball. Wayne Hills, your 2005 NBIL Ice Hockey Championship. Albert Campbell, 4 goals for the Patriots, 6 goals. Campbell, the sophomore. What else can you say but wow?
I'm here with Mr. Santangelo from Wayne Hills High School. Mr. Santangelo, it's awfully loud here. What do you think that the Wayne Hills Patriots have to do to pull out a victory tonight?
Well, Wayne Hills continually has to play tough on defense, as they've been doing. They have to take the ball and move the ball eat up the clock a bit and keep it away from Wayne Valley. We have to sustain some drives.
All right. And what are your thoughts on Wayne Hills meeting Wayne Valley in the state championship?
Well, it's pretty exciting. Looks like the whole town of Wayne is here. We have 2 great football teams in Wayne, and it's a very exciting game for the township, and there's no loser.
All right, thanks a lot. That was Mr. Santangelo from Wayne Hills High School.
Welcome back here to Patriot Stadium. Excuse me, Giant Stadium. We keep confusing that. For the Northwest Group 3 State Championship game, Wayne Hills leads Wayne Valley 13-7.5. I'm Andrew Gayo alongside David Suntup, Aaron Ploshnik. Kickoff there to Mike Roman, takes it up the field on a squibber to the 42-yard line, and where Mike Giampapa will take over for the Patriots.
Wayne Valley is showing here in the second half. They're not going to mess around in special teams. They will not give the return men for the Patriots an opportunity not only to give this Patriots offense great field position, but to give the Patriots possible touchdowns on returns. And I'd like to thank Kyle Hannenberg for joining me in the locker room reports. Last in the locker room report, however, due at Wayne Hills High School, broadcasting for Wayne Hills football. It's really been an honor the last 2 years to be a part of the in the locker room report.
Giampapa handoff there to Hannenberg on the end of the round. Runs up the field, gets plenty of yards, but there's a flag on the play. Could be holding, I'm not sure.
That's the first carry that Kyle Hannenberg's had this season. The Patriots must have made some major adjustments during halftime, as that will be a holding penalty on Wayne Hills.
Yeah, unfortunately, that carry doesn't matter for Kyle Hannenberg, but a nice play call there by Olsen.
Definitely a nice way to switch things up, gentlemen. I mean, they kept them off their toes. I mean, we had never seen a play like that the whole year, so to switch like that is a very nice adjustment there, made there by Coach Olsen, only to be negated by a holding penalty.
But the problem for the Patriots has been that whenever they've had a big play, it's always been negated by penalties.
So now, we will see a 1st and 21 from the 30-yard line, where Giampapa will take over. Gayo goes in motion. Giampapa play action fake, drops back to pass, throws it towards the middle of the field. Complete there to Kyle Hannenberg. Complete to the 38-yard line for a first down. Beautiful play there by Kyle Hannenberg.
And Mike Giampapa threw only 3 passes in the first half, and he was itching on that sideline to be able to have the ball in his hands and throw passes and stretch the field. And that's a great play by Mike Giampapa, using play action, looking deep down the field for Kyle Hannenberg. Hannenberg having a height advantage over Papa. Huge gain for the Patriots.
This is kind of what I expected coming out of the first half.
Handoff there to Martian up the middle. Drags a man down the field, finally to be brought down the 31-yard line. Great job there by Carlton Martian to keep the ball moving.
To finish what I was saying, I expected Giampapa to come out here passing, because as the Patriots get the ball on offense, they want to utilize their best options, and their best options have been the passing game, because the rushing game has been stalled by the wonderful linebacker play so far. Defense and special teams scored in the first half. Mike Giampapa won't go out without a touchdown.
2nd and 2 for Wayne Hills. Giampapa, I formation. Giampapa hand off the middle to DeSico. He will get nothing on that play, so we'll bring up a 3rd down and 2, and a key 3rd down for the Patriots.
So it will be 3rd and 1 for Wayne Hills. A lot of options here. Wayne Hills just had a huge play on play action earlier in this drive when Giampapa threw the deep pass to Hannenberg. They could do the same thing here. The Wayne Valley linebackers have really stepped up their play, and a lot of the credit has to go to Mike Landberg. Coming into this game, Landberg, 126 tackles on the season. Also, Sam Stollard doing a great job for the Indians and stopping the run.
3rd and short for the Patriots. Handoff to DeSico up the middle. Gets enough for the first down, and we'll get to about the 28-yard line. Great job there by Dave DeSico.
The Patriots taking a ride on the DD Express for a gain of 7 on the play as the Patriots move the chains. This is a huge drive for the Patriots, just like last year against Parsippany Hills at Rutgers Stadium. They struggled in the first half. They came out in the second half, and they had 2 huge drives culminating in rushing touchdowns by Raven Peanut.
You know, guys, I like the mix-up here. Olsen is throwing in a nice combination of run and pass, and it's really paying off.
1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Giampapa handoff there to Marson. Marson bounces it to the outside, makes a spin move, eventually to be taken down there by number 70, Sam Stollard, and will be 2nd down and short.
Good play there by Carlton Marson, deking and juking his way to gain 8 yards on that last play. He's lightning out there, very quick with his movements.
So now 2nd and 2 for the Patriots. Wayne Hill's just done a great job not only running the ball, but once Giampapa could really stretch the field vertically like he did with that completion to Hannenberg, Giampapa has had a lot of opportunities, and once he gets those opportunities, this Wayne Hill's offense will be tough to stop.
DeSico in motion, handoff once again up the middle to Marson. Marson making room, gets the 1st down, it gets to the 11-yard line, I believe, which will bring up another 1st down. The Patriots continue to move the ball with ease.
Great hole moving there by the center, number 79, Zach Doyes, along with help from guard 55, Ryan Salerno, created a nice hole for Carlton Marson to bounce through. He saw the middle close up very fast by Lamberg, and he popped it out to the outside.
As Wayne Hills will burn their first timeout of the 2nd half.
Wayne Valley actually takes the timeout to discuss some matters on defense because they cannot find an answer at all for Wayne Hills on the offensive side of the ball this half.
Well, also, Andrew, Wayne Hills has never given up more than 20 points in a game this season. The only time they gave up 20 points was against Indian Hills back on November the 3rd. So if Wayne Hills gets a touchdown here, Wayne Valley is in a very tough spot because no one has scored more than 20 points against the Patriots this year. So the Wayne Valley defense needs to come up with some huge plays to force Wayne Hills to kick a field goal.
Oh, absolutely. The linebackers are key on this next play. You're looking 1st and 7, a couple handoffs, and then maybe a pass on 3rd down. The linebackers need to step up their game right now to prevent Wayne Hills from scoring.
I formation. Ogden and Kale split the Giampapa's left, handoff there to DeSico, bounces to the outside, tries to find room. Eventually will be taken down there by Mike Lamberg, which will be a 2nd down for the Patriots.
A huge tackle there by Mike Lamberg. Dan DeSico has had his way on this drive, juking out defenders, breaking tackles, dragging defenders for extra yards. But Mike Lamberg doesn't want to see any of that, as Mike Lamberg, Dan DeSico's former teammate on the PAL Wolfpack, sends him down to the turf.
I'm calling this right here. This play will result in a touchdown. I'm calling it right here.
I formation, Waller and DeSico in the backfield, handoff to DeSico. Runs to the right side, cuts it back towards the middle of the field. Tackled there by Chris Pantel. Another 3rd down here, folks. And if I said this play was important, it would be an understatement.
Another big play by the Wayne Valley defense coming from one of their other big playmakers, Chris Pantel. Pantel, 16 sacks on the season, over 80 tackles. It's very important for this defensive line of the Indians to get pressure against Wayne Hills so Wayne Hills doesn't have those holes to run through. And now it's 3rd and 2 for the Patriots. Huge play here for Wayne Hills.
I'm calling it touchdown on this play.
Giampapa sends Carlton to the end of the line of scrimmage. End around to Marson. Marson dives into the end zone. He gets in for the touchdown. Oh my goodness, folks. What a play there by Carlton Marson to leap into the end zone, over the line, and another 6 points for the Patriots, take a 19-7 lead.
When I say he got up, he got up. What a vertical jump there by Carlton Marson to jump over the Wayne Valley defender and vault his way into the end zone for 6.
As the fans just saw the replay on the big screen here at Giant Stadium, what a huge play there by Carlton Marson, taking the sweep from Giampapa. Did a nice job using his blockers as he leaps into the end zone for the touchdown.
Snap is good, the hold is good, the kick splits the uprights, Tip makes up for the missed extra point, converts 20-7, the Patriots take the lead.
You know, I'm just noticing something. Carlton Marson is sitting on the bench on the sideline, and Margaret Doherty, our Wayne Hills trainer, is looking at him. I hope he didn't hurt himself on that last play. That would be unfortunate.
Well, Marston did take a pretty good jolt when he leaped into the end zone. But now the Patriots have a 13-point cushion, and they've never given up more than 20 points in a game. So if the defense could show that it's made adjustments in terms of stopping the run, Wayne Hills will definitely be in great shape. And Tim Divers coming up huge for the Patriots once again. Now 56 for 60 on the season for Wayne Hills when it comes to extra points.
So now the defense will not only be relied on, but quintessential to the Patriots' success to keep Wayne Valley from putting points on the board. Divers the kick. Divers kicks a low line drive kick towards the middle of the field. Will be fielded there by Pantel. Pantel will be wrapped up, eventually hit first by Mikey Waller. So Derek Bly will try to answer starting at the 33-yard line.
Derek Bly did a nice job finding Chris Pantel in the first half for long gains. Wayne Hills needs to get a bigger defender on Chris Pantel because they can't leave Chris Pantel wide open in the middle of the field like they did in the first half.
That is for sure. Look for a little more Mike Roman on Chris Pantel action.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 33. Bly sends the man in motion. Handoff there to Dortch. Dortch bounces it to the left side. Will be wrapped up from behind by Timmy Waller. So that'll bring up a 2nd down for Wayne Valley.
Matt Dortch did an excellent job taking advantage of the blocking he received on the left side of that offensive line. And once he sees the hole, he just goes.
Yeah.
A huge speed burst there by Matt Dortch, the left side of that line. Gain of 6 on the play for Dortch.
Again, he's so fast. And Fusco was sent there in motion to throw a misdirection off for Wayne Valley on that last play. And Dortch took advantage of it, broke it out to the left side, almost broke away from Waller.
2nd down and 4 for the Indians. Fusco goes in motion. Bly, handoff once again to Dortch. And Dortch this time will be wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. He was hit there first, I believe by Bowen Jones. Or actually by Hannenberg and Bowen Jones.
Great job by the left side of the defensive line for the Patriots. Overpowering the right side of the Indians offensive line. Nice job by Hannenberg and Jones, who have come up huge this season in run stopping for this Wayne Hills defense, as Matt Dortch taken down around the 40-yard line.
So we got 3rd and 3, another huge 3rd down play here. Bly sends Durr in motion. Bly drops back to pass, trying to find a receiver, throws it to the middle of the field, and he will find nobody as the pass there was intended for Fusco. So now it will be 4th down, and I believe it will be decision-making time for Coach Brian O'Connor.
Oh, again, I think this is the same situation that we've had before. 5:18 left in the 3rd quarter. They'll bring the jumbo set out, but it looks like, oh, I don't know. They have Dortch in there. Is he the punter? I'm not positive.
He's not the punter, which is...
Aslani is the punter.
And Dortch is out there.
And Bly has punted a few times this year. As timeouts called by Coach Olson and the Patriots, but going back to that 3rd down play by Wayne Valley, Fusco was double covered by Kale, and then Marson was brought in safety coverage. All the Indians had to do on that play was run Pantel on the right sideline and do a comeback route because Pantel would have had a 1st down if Bly threw him the ball. And the Patriots were giving the Indians receivers at least 5 yards at the line of scrimmage.
Gentlemen, a man's name that we have not heard this whole evening is Tom Papa. They have not thrown the ball in Papa's direction the whole night.
Well, I believe they threw one deep ball to Papa, and he was wide open, but Bly overthrew him. But yeah, Tom Papa has been shut out tonight by Jeremiah Kale.
Well, also, Papa dropped a ball in the flat, I believe, in the 2nd quarter. But after that interception by Jeremiah Kale and the touchdown resulting after interception, if I'm Derek Bly, I don't even look to the side of the field that Jeremiah Kale is standing there. It's just too dangerous. And now Kale's on Dortch on this 4th and 3 play.
So now they're in their usual punting formation. The Indians punt there by Aslani to Marson, taken at the 32-yard line. Marson bounces it to the outside, eventually will be taken down there by Chris Palermo, where the Patriots will take over.
Marson, I thought he was going to fair catch the punt, but he decided to try for a return. And Morrison just does a great job, not only with all the dukes and jukes that not only with all the jukes that he does, but he does a great job waiting for his blockers to block for him. And that's what set up the return there by Morrison, a 5-yard return on the play.
So 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Big plays coming up for the Wayne Valley defense. Toss there to Morrison to the left side. Morrison bounces it down the field. He will get enough for the first down, I believe. And another great run there by C-Money.
Yeah.
Great blocking there on the outside by Tim Waller. Tim Waller just threw the Indian that he was blocking right to the turf. Set up a huge hole for Morrison along the left sideline. Gain of 11 on the play for Morrison. As Lawrence Garcia down the field for the Indians.
As that was the man that Waller actually threw down, Dave. So maybe he's a little shaken up from Waller's ferocious hit on the offensive side of the blocking scheme.
Also, Mike Roman getting checked out by Margaret Doherty on the Wayne Hills sideline. Let's hope Mike Roman is okay.
It looks like it's just tightness in his legs as he's just stretching out from the looks of it. So now, as we have an injury timeout, we will be back after a short break. 4:55 remaining here in the third quarter. Wayne Hills leads the Wayne Valley Indians 27. We will be back after a short break. All this hype about the defense, and it's been true in this game, playing very nice defense.
Kick. Oh, Wayne Hills Patriots! Ariel Danziger off the deflection of Alyssa Baselli. And just like we were talking about before, how important momentum is in this game. The Wayne Hills Patriots get the first goal in this huge county final, and the Wayne Hills Patriots are on top 1-0.
Patriots putting a lot of defenders in the box. Ryan looking for help, and that is it. That is their final. Wayne Hills Patriots have just defeated the Wayne Valley Indians in the Passaic County final. Girls soccer, Wayne Hills 1, Wayne Valley nothing. They are your 2005 Passaic County champion.
Surprisingly, Wayne Hill star players and Wayne Valley star players used to be united on a team called Boys and Girls Club and PAL as boys. Mike Giampapa was a quarterback for PAL, Dan DeSico was a running back and linebacker, Kyle Hannenberg, Tim Waller, Joe Pogrell. The list just goes on and on. Also on the boys club side, Carlton Marson played, Jeremiah Kale, and for Wayne Valley on PAL, they had Mike Landberg and Chris Pantel. For Wayne Valley on Boys and Girls Club, they had Matt Dorch, Derek Bly, and Anthony DiMatteo. PAL beat Boys and Girls Club in 2003, and that was 8th grade for all you, semi 7-6, and Bly was intercepted by Pantel of a linebacker on a 2-point conversion to win the game. So as you can see, although they're enemies tonight, they were once united and played for Wayne as one. That's all for now. Back up to you guys.
And we are back here at the Meadowlands. 1st and 10 for the Patriots from the 47-yard line. I'm Andrew Gayo, David Suntup, Aaron Ploshnik. Hand up there to Marson as he's tripped up there from behind. So it'll be a 2nd down now for the Patriots.
So a gain of about 2 on the play for Marson. And Marson has really stepped up his game in the playoffs. 2 touchdowns against Parsippany Hills, 98 rushing yards for the Patriots in their 4-0 win. In their last game against Ultapan, 6-yard rushing touchdown and a big interception of Kyle Jensen. And tonight, 2 touchdowns for the Patriots. Marson has been big for the Patriots in the playoffs.
Toss there to Marson to the outside, and he's going to be stopped there by Mike Lamberg. So now another 3rd down coming up for the Patriots.
And I think Coach O'Connor used that injury timeout with Lawrence Garcia to set a fire under his team's behind. They need to get something going here with 3:58 left in the 3rd quarter. If they want to have any chance of winning this game, they need to get this to a 1-possession game, that's for sure.
So now, I mean, there's no question this is huge for the Indians because as we see here in the 3rd quarter, gentlemen, Patriots are just owning time of possession. Giampapa, 3 wide receivers set, 3rd and 9 for the Patriots. Bubble screen there to Dan DeSico, runs it to the outside, and he gets enough for the first down. Taken down there by Matt Dorsch as Danny gets the first.
I have talked about throughout the season how I've always wanted to see the Patriots run the bubble screen, and I finally get my wish. Not only does DeSico do a great job getting down the sideline and picking up the first down, the blocking on the outside was fabulous. Jeremiah Kale and Brian Ogden, among others, doing a great job in blocking for DeSico to pick up the first down.
First and 10 from the 39-yard line. Giampapa, hand off to Marson, makes a move, runs to his right side, keeps moving, and a great spinning and juking by Marson. Finally to be taken down by Derek Bly, and he's going to be short to the first down.
Carlton's elusiveness it makes you wonder, how can a person accomplish feats like that? He's so slippery on the football field. And you watch him and you're amazed at what Carlton Marson can do. His potential is unlimited.
C-Money is on a mission tonight, and you could see it in his eyes, you could see it in the way that he's running, as Carlton is putting on a show tonight here at Giant Stadium.
Second and 1, pardon me. DeSico up the middle. DeSico keeps moving. He gets more than the first down. Gets to the 17-yard line. And oh my goodness, gentlemen, we have seen such a different form of play. We've seen usual Patriot football here in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. The Patriots ripping through the Wayne Valley defense right now. And as you have the combination of the finesse of Marson, you come right back with the thunder, the power, Dan DeSico busting through the line, throwing linebackers and safeties to his side, and just running all over the Wayne Valley linebacking core.
Dan DeSico just exploded right through that hole. Great blocking by the offensive line, and Carlton Marson laid out a huge block, paving the way for DeSico.
Hand off to Waller up the middle. Gets a gain of about 1 on the play, which will make up a second down for the Patriots.
So the Patriots really doing a nice job controlling time of possession in the third quarter, running the ball down the throats of the Indians defense. Mike Giampapa hasn't had to do much work tonight, but if the Patriots tried to use play action, Giampapa could definitely make a big play for the Patriots, because the Patriots are really opening up the throwing lanes for Giampapa since they're running the ball so well.
Not only are they doing that, but they're just melting the clock down. We're already 1:44 remaining here in the third quarter. 4 wide receivers set for the Patriots. Giampapa, toss there to DeSico. DeSico stays on his feet, runs to the right side, finally to be brought down by Derek Bly, which will bring up a third down. Actually, yes, a third down and long for the Patriots.
So a loss of 7 on the play for DeSico. Not only is that huge in terms of the third down distance that the Patriots will have on this play, if the Patriots don't pick up any more yards, they're looking at a 42-yard field goal, and I don't know if the Patriots will kick it from 42. I don't know what the range is for Tim Divers. It would be a huge risk if they had to kick a 42-yard field goal.
Especially here in the swirling winds of the Meadowlands, one of the hardest stadiums in the country to kick in. And Wayne Valley has to use their second timeout, I believe. And guys, this is critical for the Indians. They've already used 2 of their timeouts here in the third quarter.
Yeah, they just wasted a costly timeout there. But I guess, I mean, if you don't know a formation, you gotta fix the defense. But this is really going to hurt Wayne Valley when it comes to crunch time in that fourth quarter. They'll have the 2-minute warning and only 1 more stoppage.
Well, actually, there is no 2-minute warning in high school football.
Excuse me, I apologize.
So, if Wayne Valley needs a score to either tie or win the game against Wayne Hills, if Wayne Valley could somehow get back into this game, they're going to be hurt by the lack of timeouts that they have.
I knew there wasn't a 2-minute warning. I was just testing you.
So, Andrew, if you're Coach Olson, what do you do in this situation, 3rd and 16 from the 25-yard line? Do you go for the first down, or do you try to get about 10 yards in order to set up a Tim Divers field goal?
I mean, I definitely think he's shooting for the first down. There's no question. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if he kept it, if he threw the ball down the field deep towards the sidelines, trying to get the first down. Definitely trying to get the first down. DeSico, Kale, and Ogden split to his left. Giampapa back to pass, receives decent protection, rolls to his left side, back to his right. Giampapa trying to find room, runs it, and will scamper out of bounds. So to get a gain of about 1 yard on the play. Smart move by Giampapa not to throw the ball in danger. So now, 4th and 15. Are they going to go for it?
I think you have to. Andrew, like you touched on before, it's so hard to kick here at Giant Stadium with these swirling winds. And Divers has never attempted a field goal over 40 yards. So Giampapa did a great job avoiding the pressure. He escaped from Chris Pantel, who has 16 sacks on the season, a Wayne Valley single-season record. Now it's 4th and 15 from the 24-yard line. Huge play here for the Wayne Valley defense. They need a stop.
4th and 15, 5 wide receivers set, nobody in the backfield. Giampapa all alone. Giampapa back to pass, receives pressure, throws a wobbly pass down the field. It will be incomplete, so the Indians will take over as it's a Patriots turnover on downs.
Great coverage by the Wayne Valley secondary. No wide receivers open for Giampapa to throw to. Giampapa was feeling the heat. He was able to get a pass off, but it wasn't a great pass. Even though Wayne Hills doesn't convert on 4th down, definitely the right call by Coach Olson, because right now, Wayne Valley still has to march 76 yards in order to get into the end zone.
Yeah, there was no other choice there for Olson. Divers, like you said, has never attempted a field goal over 40 yards. I mean, Giampapa knew he was dead there, just threw the ball out of bounds.
3 wide receivers set for the Indians. Bly drops back the pass, receives pressure, throws it out of the reach of Ryan Durr, which will bring up a 2nd down. 32 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. The Patriots lead the Wayne Valley Indians 20-7 in the North 1 Group 3 state championship game.
Guys, I don't know why Derek Bly dropped back so far on that play, unless it was a designed screen. I don't know.
It was a screen play that failed because Durr ran out into the flat and he just overthrew, Bly just overthrew Durr. So that will bring a 2nd and 10 from the 25-yard line. Another trips formation for the Indians with Dortch in the backfield. Fusco in motion. Bly back to pass. Completes the pass there to Fusco. Fusco runs down the sideline, gets the 1st down. It will be taken down there by Carlton Marson and Mike Roman.
Derek Bly threw a completion to Joe Fusco back in the 2nd quarter on a huge 3rd and long play. Bly finds Fusco again, wide open in the flat. The Indians do a great job confusing the Patriots by moving Fusco in motion, no one on Fusco. The Patriots really need to make adjustments when other teams are calling audibles at the line of scrimmage, because in the last game against Altapan, when Kyle Jansen put Martinez in motion, it resulted in a Golden Knights touchdown. So the Patriots need to do a better job adjusting on audibles by the offense.
Papa and Pantel, the receivers for Bly. Dortch in the backfield. Another timeout on the play. Actually, pardon me, that is the end of the 3rd quarter here from the Meadowlands. The Wayne Hills Patriots lead the Wayne Valley Indians 20-7, and we will be right back.
Esposito under center. Esposito back to pass. Good protection, steps up, and that is intercepted at the 5-yard line. That's Toby Totolo. Totolo takes it across the 20, down at the 22-yard line, and that is absolutely huge.
We are back here from the Meadowlands at the beginning of the 4th quarter of action. 1st and 10 for the Indians. Pantel in motion. Hand off there to Dortch. Gets about 2 yards on the play, which will bring up a 2nd and 8 for the Indians.
Wayne Valley down by 13 points, beginning of the 4th quarter. I know they love to run the ball with Matt Dortch to the outside, pound it with Ryan Durr between the tackles. But now, this is Bly time. This is Derek Bly's moment. The Indians are down by 2 touchdowns, 4th quarter, 1 timeout. The Indians can't avoid to run the ball so much. Derek Bly needs to make a big play for the Indians. I know Bly threw the interception to Kyle Larry's turn for a touchdown, but Bly has made some huge plays tonight for this Wayne Valley offense, and Tom Papa's had a very quiet night for the Indians. And Bly would love to find Papa deep down the field for a huge completion on this drive.
Bly back to pass, receives pressure from Waller, and he's going to be sacked by Tim Waller Waller came out of nowhere. What a big play there by Timmy. So that will bring up a third and extremely long for the Indians.
That was an adrenaline burst of speed right there by Tim Waller. I don't think I've ever seen Timmy move that fast, except to run up in front of class and grab 100 paper. Man, he just lit a fire. Tim Waller just bust through the line, just destroyed Derek Bly.
So 3rd and 20 for Bly and the Indians. 4 wide receivers set for Wayne Valley. Bly back to pass. Bly receives pressure, throws it into the middle of the field. It's going to be crushed there by Tim Waller. Number 19, Artin Aslani, was absolutely demolished there by Timmy. So there we go, a 4th down, and the Indians will be forced to punt.
Tim Waller is playing a fantastic game on defense for the Wayne Hills Patriots, whether it's hard hits like that last play, sacks, taking down the running backs in the backfield. Tim Waller has done it all here tonight at Giant Stadium. And I'd like to give a few quotes from that Tim Waller article after this punt.
Aslani to punt. Punts a short one down the field. It's going to be picked up there. Running down the field, that's DeSico, and DeSico is going to be called for out of bounds at the 25-yard line. DeSico came out of nowhere, and Tom Papa just let him slide by him.
Wayne Valley just fell asleep there on special teams. They just thought that Dan DeSico was going to be content with taking the ball at around midfield, but Dan DeSico is always trying to get every extra yard that he can, and DeSico just took the ball and bursted down the right sideline. So what almost turned out to be taking the ball around midfield where the ball is kicked, DeSico gets a 30-plus yard return on that punt.
Dave, I couldn't have said it better myself. Dan DeSico sees the ball fall. He's like, I think I'll grab it and run for a couple more yards.
Indians got lucky that they called DeSico out of bounds. Otherwise, this game would have been put way out of reach. Handoff there to Marson. He will be stopped there at the line of scrimmage where it will be 2nd down for the Patriots.
Back to Tim Waller. We all know he's had a fantastic night here at Giant Stadium. Quoting Mike Rowan in the Tim Waller article, Mike Rowan said, he was definitely the most dominant guy on defense, Rowan said this week. Every kid wanted to be like Timmy. Everybody tried to compete with him, but no one came close. He's over-aggressive, and we definitely seen that tonight at Giant Stadium, guys.
No question we have seen that. I mean, he is totally over-aggressive, but he's overly aggressive to the point where he's making the right play and the smart play. You can't doubt his heart and dedication and desire and want to win the game. I formation, Giampapa back to pass. Throws it into the corner for Kale. It's going to be knocked down there by Ryan Durr. Nice defensive play there by Ryan Durr.
Ryan Durr showing great elevation, getting up in front of Jeremiah Kale to swat the ball down. And Ryan Durr, not only has he done a great job running the ball between the tackles and picking up key first downs for the Indians, he's done a great job shutting down Jeremiah Kale tonight.
Yeah, Jeremiah Kale went out there. Pass was in perfect position for him to get a shot there. And Durr said, no, you're not having that. And he just reached his arm in there and knocked that ball away. Great play there by Ryan Durr for Wayne Valley.
3rd and 10 for the Patriots. Giampapa handoff to DeSico. And he's going to be brought down there by number 51, Mike Lamberg. So we'll bring up a 4th down. And I believe Coach Olson's going to go for it.
Well, you have to go for it here. 43-yard field goal is a little too long here at Giant Stadium in these wins. And even if you turn the ball over on downs, like I said before, in the 3rd quarter when the Patriots were faced with a similar situation, Wayne Valley still has a long field ahead of them. But going back to that last play, it all started with Dan Mary getting great penetration on this offensive line for the Patriots. And once he saw DeSico, he just grabbed his legs and tackled him. He didn't give DeSico any chance to break a tackle.
Giampapa back to pass. Pump fakes, throws it down the field to Marson. He's going to be stopped there by number
70, Sam Stollard.
So now it'll be a turnover down. And this is Wayne Valley's chance, folks. Down 13 points. They need to score.
Well, like I said before, with only 1 timeout left, just over 8 minutes here remaining in the 4th quarter, this is Derek Bly time. He needs to stretch the field. Tom Papa, no completions in the game so far. He needs to start finding some open receivers down the field.
Bly will take over. 4 wide receivers set Bly drops back to pass. Throws a deep ball down the field. Out of the reach of Papa. Nearly intercepted by Dries. Showing of a second down.
That must have been some type of miscommunication on that route. Tom Papa just stopped running, and that pass was almost into the hands of Ronnie Dries, and that could have been very costly for Wayne Valley to throw an interception deep in their own territory.
You know, one of my keys to the game was which quarterback would end up showing up tonight, and it turns out neither of them really have had an opportunity to shine tonight. Derek Bly has had opportunities to play great, and he's just missing his passes. Gian Papa honestly hasn't had many opportunities.
Bly back to pass, throws it down the field. It's going to be complete there to Pantel. So it'll bring up a third down, I believe. 3rd and 1 for the Indians.
So 3rd and 1 here for the Indians. You have to assume that they're going to try to run the ball here. So now this is the time that the Wayne Hills linebackers need to step up. The Wayne Hills offensive line needs to get penetration against the Wayne Valley offensive line. And the Wayne Hills offensive line has shined in these situations in past games.
Dortch in motion, handoff there as it will be stuffed past the line. Kyle Hannenberg, great penetration on the line. Durr went nowhere, so that'll be 4th down. The Indians are going to be forced to go for it.
You know, Kyle Hannenberg's name was not really called that many times this season. I mean, it's nice to see Kyle Hannenberg finally break out in one of these games, and let it alone be the state championship, that he starts playing his best game of the year. I mean, last year he was overshadowed with that great defensive line that had Dave Ogden on it, Scott Schultz, Matt Johnson.
4th and 2, folks. I formation, Bly, play action fake. Bly receives protection, completes a Pantel. Will have enough for the 1st down, where the Indians will take over and continue their possession.
Derek Bly moving the chains again for the Wayne Valley Indians. And Chris Pantel has been the big target tonight for Derek Bly. I know I've said earlier in the game that Derek Bly has had some inconsistent games in terms of low completion percentages, but in these 3rd and 4th down situations, he's done a pretty good job finding open receivers and moving the chains.
No question, David. 6:49 remaining here. Bly pump fakes, throws the ball down the field. Intended there for Aslani. Goes way over his head, so it'll be a 2nd down and 10.
So guys, in this situation, Wayne Valley down by 13 points, 6:43 remaining in the game. If you're Coach Olson, do you start to guard the sidelines to stop Wayne Valley from getting out of bounds? Because Wayne Valley only has 1 timeout left, so they only have 1 other opportunity to stop the clock.
Oh, no question, David. You got to stop the sidelines and let them throw the ball up the middle, because we all know that they have Carlton Marsh in the middle to lay out the big hits, so I definitely would clog the sides.
I agree.
4 wide receivers set for the Indians. Bly drops back to pass. Throws a deep ball down the field as Fusco was tripped up. Excuse me, was that Dortch? So Dortch was tricked up. No flags on the play, so it'll be a 3rd and 10 for the Indians.
Wayne Valley trying to utilize the speed of Matt Dortch deep down the field. But a great job in coverage by the Patriots secondary, and a nice job by the refs recognizing the situation and realizing that there was no contact on that play.
It was a nice play there by Brian Ogden, whose name we haven't called that many times tonight.
4 wide receivers set once again. Bly drops back to pass. Throws a laser beam down the middle of the field. Intended for Pantel. Flew over everyone. It had a lot of cheese on that one, folks, as it will be a 4th and 10. And again, Wayne Valley's got to go for it.
Yeah, there's still no option here for Wayne Valley. They've had to go for it on almost every 4th down in this play, in this game. I mean, and now with their situation, 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in the 4th quarter. I mean, they have to. They're down 2 possessions.
Well, you have to be aggressive when you're playing against Wayne Hills, and most of those 4th downs are in Wayne Hills territory. But now this is it. It's crunch time.
4th and 10 from the 38. 4 wide receiver set. Bly drops back the pass. Throws it to the middle of the field, and it will fall incomplete as the Indians turn it over on downs with 6:25 remaining here. The Patriots will try to melt more time off the clock.
And this is where those timeouts that Wayne Valley burnt in the third quarter are going to come back and bite them. They can only stop the clock once, 6 minutes and 25 left. Expect a lot of handoffs and a lot of time milking.
Matt Dortch trying to persuade the refs that there was some type of contact there when he went out for the pass. But now, like you said, Aaron, you couldn't have mentioned it. You couldn't have stated it any better. All those timeouts that Wayne Valley burned in the third quarter are going to come back to haunt them. Now, Wayne Hills, the way that they've run the ball, they have a chance to burn some clock here.
I formation, handoff to DeSico. DeSico will be splattered there by Lamberg up the middle. So now we'll bring up a second down for the Patriots.
Mike Lamberg does a great job seeing the play, and right when DeSico got the handoff, Lamberg was right there to make a tackle. Lamberg just had a sensational season for the Indians. Over 130 tackles now on the season, I'm sure. I don't know, I have the exact stats. But besides being a great football player, Mike Lamberg, fantastic in the classroom, 4.4 GPA, being recruited by Harvard and Princeton. He's the consummate student athlete.
5:44 remain here, second down. Handoff to DeSico, bounces it to the outside. DeSico trying to get the first down. Gets the first down, but will be forced out of bounds by Ryan Durr. So it'll be, again, first down, but the downside for the Patriots is the clock stops.
Still a great run there by DeSico anyway. He bounced it out to the outside as he's been doing all season. He loves to start up the middle, bounce off some defender, and just bounce to the outside. He's been doing it ever since the first game at Northern Highlands, and he's gone all the way up through the playoffs and now to this game. Dan DeSico and Carlton Marson and everybody in this Wayne Hills organization they proved throughout the season and throughout their time that they want this.
Handoff to DeSico up the middle. And a fumble on the play. See who falls on top of it. And Wayne Valley has regained possession. As just as we thought this game was over, Wayne Valley recovers the fumble and they have a second chance.
Not what the Wayne Hills Patriots want to do in that situation. They were milking the clock, running the ball with ease against the Wayne Valley defense inside the red zone. Patriots probably could have added at least 3 points, and now they give the ball back to Wayne Valley, and Wayne Valley still has life in this game.
Bly will try to take advantage of the fumble. Bly drops back the pass, throws a deep ball down the field. Nobody was on top. Papa Jeremiah got there late. As the pass is incomplete, it looked as if nobody was there, but Kale gained late, and Jeremiah forced the ball to go out of bounds.
Derek Bly cannot convert his opportunities. But there, it was not his fault. I'm sorry. That ball was placed right on the money to Tom Papa, and he dropped it. It was unfortunate there. Wayne Valley could have had a serious play to put them almost on the Patriots side of the field, and Tom Papa blew it.
5:18 remaining, 2nd and 10. Bly drops back the pass, completes the pass there to Dortch, as Dortch does a good job of getting out of bounds. So now it will bring up, I believe, a third down. Oh, they got the first down. So Dortch moves the ball and gets out of bounds. That's not what the Patriots wanted.
Definitely not what the Patriots wanted. First of all, Wayne Valley picked up the first down. And second of all, Wayne Valley stops the clock. So a perfect situation for the Wayne Valley Indians.
Another 4 wide receiver set. Drops back the pass. Bly receives pressure, and he's going to be sacked there on the blitz by Carlton Marson. So bring up a second down now for the Indians.
I was talking to Carlton Marson earlier this week, and he said that a lot of the time, the Wayne Valley Indians do not have any running backs in the backfield. And right there, that was one of those situations. And Marson comes unblocked into the backfield. Bly didn't see him coming, and Marson slams Bly to the ground. And Marson has just had a great game here at Giants Stadium tonight.
4 wide receivers set. Bly back to pass. Throws a ball, and it's going to be intercepted by Roddy Drees. Drees has a cakewalk into the end zone, and Drees brings it in for the touchdown. What a turn of events, folks. Fly over through Dortch, and Drees could have tangoed into the end zone. Oh my goodness, folks. That's the nail in the coffin.
Ronnie Drees just made Coach Olson's life a whole lot easier. That pretty much, as you said, Andrew, perfectly puts the nail in the coffin. Ronnie Drees saw that ball come in, and his eyes shot up 1,000 times bigger than they were. That was just, it was gifted. And he wrapped it like a Christmas present for him. And he just, as you said, just waltzed into the end zone. Wonderful play there by Ronnie Drees.
Ronnie Drees will never make a bigger interception in his life than he just did right there. Fabulous play. I'll give you my thoughts after this kick by Divers.
Snap is good, the hole is good. Divers kicks, splits the uprights. Everything is happy in Patriot land. Coach Olson was just caught mugging Ronnie Drees, hugging him. I have never seen him so emotional. Oh my goodness, folks. 27-7. Who would have thunk it after that DeSico fumble?
Well, the Patriots secondary has really stepped up tonight, and we've always talked about the big playability of Jeremiah Kyle, and Kyle came up huge tonight with his interception return for a touchdown. But the other cornerback, Ronnie Drees, making a huge play, taking advantage of a bad throw by Derek Bly, and scampering home to the end zone for a touchdown.
We were dissing Ronnie Drees earlier today, and I'd just like to formally apologize to Ronnie Drees. I'm sorry. You just made it up in my mind. A wonderful play there.
It definitely was the defense, folks, today that stepped it up. That's 2 interception returns. Jeremiah Kale and Ronnie Drees returning it for the Patriots.
And the Patriots fans can't say it any better. Nah, 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 nah. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye.
Divers to kick off, 4:24 remaining in the season. Divers up the middle, squib kick taken by Dortch. Dortch finds a seam, runs up the middle, continues to move his feet, gets to the 39-yard line, where they will take over Derek Bly.
That interception by Bly has to be the nail in the coffin for the Indians. Wayne Valley needs to play a flawless fourth quarter on offense, make big completions down the field. They were unable to do so. The Patriots took advantage with the interception by Drees, and now Wayne Hills could pretty much celebrate on their sides because they're about to bring home their 4th straight Northland Group 3 state championship.
And their 5th in the last 6 years. Another 4 wide receiver set for the Indians. Bly trying to gain some respect. Bly jots back the pass. Goes a deep bomb down the field. It's going to be incomplete, out of bounds, as Matt Dortch is down on the sideline as he's shaken up.
As a nice gesture there by Carlton Marston trying to help up Matt Dortch. Dortch and Marston, teammates on that boys club team back in the day. Dortch and Marston also cousins. But going back to that Bly interception, I know Derek Bly played basketball with him back in the day. I played against him. He's a great kid. It's tough for something like that to happen, but he's had a great season, and so have the Wayne Valley Indians, and they have nothing to be ashamed about.
Sorry, Dave.
Nothing to be ashamed for tonight.
Also a very, very exceptional baseball player. Great pitcher. Bly back to pass. Completes it there to Aslani. Aslani trying to make moves up the field. Gets a first down. Gets to the 39-yard line. The clock will stop on the first down. So now it will be the first down for the Indians.
And you know what? A very unfortunate sight, guys. The Wayne Valley fans have started to file out of Giant Stadium. A very unfortunate sight to see in itself.
Bly back to pass. Completes the pass there to Dortch. Goes out of bounds. So it'll be a second down now.
Andrew and Aaron, for the last time here at Giant Stadium, I'm about to leave the press box, or our seating location here in the mezzanine, to go down to the field for post-game interviews. Guys, it's really been a great honor to announce with you for 4 years. I'd like to thank Andrew Gayo, not only my broadcasting partner for the last 4 years, but one of my best friends, Aaron Ploshnik. It's been a great year with you this year. I've had a lot of fun memories. Mr. Oakstray for giving me this opportunity to announce for the Wayne Hills Patriots football team the last 4 years. I'd like to thank Coach Olson for helping us out, doing interviews, being so kind to us. I'd like to thank all the players who have joined me in the locker room reports. Mike G and Papa, I'd like to thank him for doing the one-on-one with number 1. with Andrew. I'd like to thank John Goldstein for helping me out. Mr. Goldstein works in the athletic office. He always gave me stats and rosters. I'd like to thank Pat Cosgrove for putting all the stats on Max Preps that I use during these games. And it's really been a great, not only an honor to broadcast for such a great program, but it's been a privilege. And I'm really going to miss this a lot because this is the last bowl game we're going to broadcast together. And no matter where I go from here, everything started from here, and it's never going to be the same. Thank you very much, guys. It's been a great honor.
Thank you, David. I'll see you on the field.
Thank you, Dave.
And we will get emotional on the field together.
Thank you very much. I'd also like to thank the fans because the Patriots fans are the best fans in high school football. Thank you very much.
That is very true, Dave.
Pass down the field, intercepted by Carlton Marson as Bly continues his struggles tonight. And if that's not another nail in the coffin, I don't know what is.
Well, I don't know how many nails can be put in the coffin, but it's only right. There are 3 people in the secondary for Wayne Hills. One got a touchdown, another got a touchdown, and the third gets his pick to make it a trifecta.
So 3:08 remaining. The Indians have 1 timeout left. So now it will be 1st and 10 from the 5-yard line. As it's just me and Aaron now. We will be down in 3 minutes and 8 seconds approximately. Giapapa keeps it himself. As the clock will still running, Giapapa does a good job staying in bounds.
Yeah, definitely. Good job staying in bounds there for Giapapa. 2 minutes and 54 seconds left in this game. Wayne Hills leads 27-7. And Andrew, tick-tock, tick-tock. We are getting very close to number 4 in a row, number 5 out of 6. How does it feel just to be someone observing the greatness of the Patriots?
Well,
I know I put you on the spot right there.
No, I mean, I said it last week. I never announced a loss. And it's reality. I've never done a loss, which is...
I know, this is amazing.
37 games.
If you calculated... After this play, I will talk about it. Marson.
Take it, Aaron.
Oh, I get to do some play-by-play as we end the season. Marson takes the ball up to the 18-yard line. But as I was saying, if you calculate all the wins, our freshman team went 9-0. Our sophomore, junior, senior, 12-0 with varsity. That would be 36 plus 9, which is 45 straight wins for these seniors. That is a feat in itself. Perfection. Reminds you of the 72 Dolphins, of this year's Patriots. Just perfection. It's a great word to let it roll off the tongue. It feels good.
No, it feels good, Aaron. There's no question about it. I mean, this team is set. I mean, they're going to graduate a lot of people, but they've built a great foundation. DeSico bounces it to the outside, tries to stay in bounds as he'll be tackled at about the 25-yard line. 1:34 remaining, and Aaron, I mean this, you know, it's crazy how this is it, and they're going to get the water cooler on Olsen as I see Hookstraight and Brian Rawson standing behind the players as they get Coach Olsen with the water cooler. Coach Olsen throws his hat up in the air as he gets mobbed by teammates. Tom Gallo, one of the water cooler dumpers.
If that's the term you can use. And Giapapa, he's going to kneel on the ball now. This is a moment. Savor it, all you seniors out there. This is the moment as the clock ticks down. Less than 50 seconds left in this game. The Patriots lead 27-7. And it looks like one more kneel down will do it, Andrew.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting goosebumps because this is it. I mean, I don't feel the tears yet. Maybe it'll hit me when I get a mob of players hugging me on the field, but this is it. 27 seconds remain. Giapapa, victory formation, will hand the ball to the referee.
16 and counting.
Oh, you know, dynasties are built. They don't just come from anything, my friend. 7,
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Holy Toledo, ladies and gentlemen. 5th out of the last 6 years. 4th in a row. 40 in a row. The Wayne Hills Patriots have just defeated the Wayne Valley Indians 27-7. The North Group 3 state final game. Oh my goodness, I am ecstatic. It is crazy here at Giant Stadium. The Hills fans are going insane. This is great. A dynasty was built, and it continued, and it's not stopping.
We can't even put this into words how it feels. This is a phenomenal accomplishment, and the Patriots and all their hard work finally pays off. The Wayne Hills Patriots are your North 1 Group 3 state champions for 2007.
They do it again. They continue to do it. Unbelievable job there by the Patriots. And we will be down on the field for the post game. Final score here, 27-7. Aaron Ploshnik and I will be on the field with David Suntup. We will be back.
This is Nick Warzel's limelight, folks. This is when he brings his A game. The lights are turned on the field. Late in the day, he's ready to go.
On first down, Warzel back to pass. Excellent protection all the time in the world. Looking downfield, looking for Van Peening, triple covered. Sticks it in there, flags on the play. Van Peening ahead to the 20, looking for the sideline. He's across the 10, near the goal line, dives. Touchdown, Ray Van Peening.
Welcome here to the Wayne Hills postgame show. The Wayne Hills Patriots have just completed the drive for 5 here at Giant Stadium with 27-7 victory over the Wayne Valley Indians. I'm David Suntup, and now I'm joined by the running back and linebacker for your Wayne Hills Patriots, number 20, Dan DeSico. So Dan, the offense struggled in the first half. You came out here in the second half. How are you guys able to really control the tempo and start running the ball effectively?
You know, Dave, I told you from the beginning, that's what we do best. We run the ball best. We run hard. Our lines did a tremendous job all year, stepping in for Nico when he was down. You know, and we came in, we ended it the way we wanted it. We wanted to run down their throat, and that's exactly what we did. You know what? They concentrated on me. They were all focused on me. Give the ball to Carlton, pound down his throat. Carlton did everything he had to do. Carlton put us where we had to be. And you know what? That's a senior. That's a leader. And that's what he showed us tonight. Everyone was a leader tonight, and that's why we came out on top.
Dan, speaking of leadership, you wrote a letter to all your teammates this week talking about how much you would want to come here, battle for them. You break every bone in your body to battle for them. How much do you think your letter helped them in this game tonight? And talk about the leadership that you have provided this season as one of the 5 cats on this team.
Tremendous amount. You know, they read that letter, everyone had a tear in their eye. And that's what I wanted to see. Everyone read it, everyone cherished it, and they cherished every moment on the field, just like I told them to do in the letter.
I'm here with Jeremiah Kale, wide receiver, defensive back. Jer, 4th in a row.
No words can explain how amazing this is. It's unbelievable.
Jer, you shut down Tom Palmer. It was unbelievable. Like, why did you guys made such adjustments at halftime? What did you guys do? I mean, how's it?
We knew what we had to do. We went out there and just fought.
Great job, Jer. Great
Thank
job.
you.
Now I'm joined by the cornerback of your Wayne Hills Patriots, number 23, Ronnie Drees. So, Ronnie, it's the 4th quarter. You guys have a 28-7 lead. Derek Blyde drops back to pass. When you see that ball go up in the air, what's the first thing that goes through your mind?
Well, I knew I had to make a play on it because if I didn't, I would be letting my teammates down. And I know that's the last game for the seniors to play together. And that's it.
What's it like to have the game-clinching interception and return for a touchdown here at Giant Stadium and lead the Patriots to complete the drive for 5?
It felt great. I felt like I helped the team out a little bit, and that's all I wanted.
Ronnie, thank you very much and congratulations. Thank you very much.
G-Poo, 4th in a row. What do you have to say?
Speechless. You know, it started 4 years ago with all these guys. It was 49, and now it's 19. And, you know, that's Wayne Hills football. That's what hard work's all about. And, you know, it paid off in the end.
No, you know, you did a great job in this game. Cherish the moment. Thank you for all the one-on-one. It was great. Congratulations, man.
I love everyone in the school and all supporters of Wayne Hills, and you guys truly are, you know, a most avid supporter around here. And I think you guys do a great job, and you really make this this moment very special for me.
G-Poo, go celebrate, all right? Be good.
I am now joined by the fullback and linebacker for your Wayne Hills Patriots, Tim Waller. Tim, coming to this game, the goal was to shut down Matt Dortch. In the first half, they did a nice job running against you guys. In the second half, you did a nice job shutting them down. What were you able to do tonight to get a lot of big hits on Dortch and Ryan Durr, especially in the second half? And how are you able to make big plays by tackling the running backs in the backfield for a loss?
Well, I'm going to give all the credit to the defensive line. They kept the linemen off me so I can go in the backfield and make plays. I also got to thank Coach Olsen and Coach Demikoff because without them, we wouldn't know what to expect or what to run. and we knew what to expect at each formation. So all I had to do was do what I'm told, and I can make plays.
Speaking of Coach Demikoff, he really flies under the radar here when it comes to the Wayne Hills coaching staff. Coach Demikoff has been the defensive coordinator for the last 2 seasons. How great of a defensive coordinator is he, and how much has he helped you guys achieve so much success on the defensive side of the ball?
I think he's very underrated. I mean, if you think about it, we had 6 shutouts this year. Half the games were shutouts. And today we only gave 1 touchdown against Matt Dorich, one of the best running backs in the state. So he deserves almost all the credit on defense.
Tim, thank you very much. Congratulations.
Hi, I'm here with Bowen Jones, Patriots guard. Bowen, being a senior, how does it feel?
Feels great. Like everyone always talks about how good this feels, but I always figured it would be just another game, but it's completely different than what I thought it would be. It's really, really special. This is the best day of my life, easily.
Bowen, you guys have gone 45-0 since your freshman year, 9-0 in the 3 12-0 seasons. You've been under your coach, Claudio Canonico. How much has that meant to you to be around Claudio, and how much have you learned from him?
Coach Claudio, you know, I was going through some trouble in the offseason, and Coach Claudio kept my head in it. Coach Claudio helped. Coach Claudio made me as good as I am today. Because freshman year I was nothing, and then all the coaching staff, I got to talk about all of them. Dem, Coach Claudio, Coach Batty, Coach Sobota, Coach Olson, you know, like Coach Johnson. I mean, they all put in like such work, and I'm speechless. I have nothing else to say. Thank you all so much.
Mike, you just won the championship. How does it feel 4 in a row now?
It felt exciting. It felt thrilled. I got another third state championship in my senior year, and we blowed Wayne Valley out. We played our hearts out over the summer. We did our hard work. We did everything we can to be successful, to win this football game, and to go on to Vita in my senior year, to go drive for 5, and to win another state championship.
I'm now joined by the head coach of your Wayne Hills Patriots, Coach Chris Olson. So, Coach, in the first half, you guys struggled a little bit, but in the second half, you made some adjustments. What did you tell your team at halftime, and what adjustments did you make going into the second half that really led to this great play by not only the offense, but the defense in the second half?
Well, I really can't tell you what I told them at halftime. No, really. I told them I don't think we were playing physical enough. I didn't think we were playing physical enough, fast enough. They pushed us a little bit in the first half. They moved the ball on us too easy at times. And, you know, we let them convert 2 fourth-down plays to keep that drive alive. And I told them at halftime, guys, I'm going to challenge you. If you don't play physical this half, you're going to be in trouble. And we came out in that first drive, and I thought that the first drive, I thought the game was over.
Coming into this season, you lost 3 All-State linemen. How is your defensive line able to step up not only tonight, but the whole season and really do a great job shutting down opposing running backs? And tonight, Matt Dorich was unable to break a lot of big runs like he has in past games.
Right, well, we lost 3 All-State linemen, and let's not forget, we had an All-State kid returning back. Nico Stevens, you know, preseason was one of the best linemen in the state, and we lost him as well. But that's just, you know, and then here comes Bowen Jones and Drake and Hannenberg and a sophomore to play to the extent he did is kind of unheard around here in Salerno. So we had other kids that had to step it up.
Carlton Marson, he's really stepped up his game in the playoffs. Tonight, in the second quarter, the kickoff return for a touchdown, and then a touchdown in the third quarter on offense. How has Carlton been able to step up his game in the playoffs?
Carlton's a big play guy. You know, the tougher the game, you know, the bigger he plays. And the same thing with the Seco and G and Pop. I think that's kind of the mantra of our kids. The bigger the game, the bigger they play.
Coach, thank you very much, and congratulations on completing the drive for 5. That was the head coach of your Wayne Hills Patriots, Chris Olson, as Coach Olson and the Patriots complete the drive for 5 here at Giant Stadium.